Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Test 1 2.
Higgins for three. You betcha.
The pass to Miller outside three. Good. Big block by Olsen.
Fryer in the paint. Now to Holzer. Left corner three. Bang! Bang! Oh!
Ulster Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
Good evening, everybody. Lance Bauman, John Klein here on yourliveevent.com, bringing you more live Aitkin Gobbler Wrestling here tonight as we travel up to the awesome group town of Rock Ridge. We are up here with the Wolverines, along with the Pierce Pioneers and the Pine City Dragons. All four teams here are going to battle it out here in this brand new school. This is the first year of the school, John.
Yeah, you know, and it's an absolutely fantastic venue. Great setup for wrestling. You look down here, there's plenty of room. We've always talked about when you look at a basketball floor, the best thing on it is a wrestling mat, and this is set up absolutely great. It's a real cool venue, and they did a fantastic job putting it together.
They did for sure. They got 3 full mats here in this new gymnasium here. The only thing that's going to be a little bit different, ladies and gentlemen, tonight is I do not have the scoreboard cameras. There's going to be 3 scoreboards going tonight. So what we're going to do is John and I are just going to have to verbally tell you the match score between the opponents, and we'll keep you up to date with the team scores as we get through the night. Again, the Gobblers have 3 matches here tonight. They're going to be starting off with the Pierce Pioneers, John.
Yes, you know, Pierce has been really, really tough over the years. They've got a couple of kids that are ranked this year. Carter Young, a young hardcore wrestling kid. He's been around for a couple of years. He's mature on the mat. He's ranked 7th in the guillotine right now. And then Chase Becker, he's a senior. We've seen Chase before, you know, when he was a bit younger. And just another hardcore Pierce-style wrestling kid. Pierce always comes out hard. They always come out fast. They always come out technical. And Chase is no different. He's ranked number 6 in the state in the guillotine in AA.
Yep, Pierce in the last few years have made it down to state as a team. And also that Carter Young as an individual has made it down to the big house down at the XL Center there a few times also. But as we get through the night here again, the Gobblers are going to be light. We have a handful of open weights here starting at 172 all the way up to heavyweight's going to be open. The Gobblers have a couple guys that are going to be out. Both Nathan Trotter and Walker Jones are going to be out today as they suffered a couple injuries here over this past weekend at the Jackhammer tournament down there in Pequot Lakes. But kicking off at 107, Weston Killinan has been doing a great job this year, John.
Yeah, you know, Weston is definitely maturing. You know, we talked after the Grand Rapids Ogilvie try with Coach Hills, and he talked a little bit about Weston, and Weston's still an undersized kid. You know, he's still coming in, and he's max weighted 104 pounds. Those guys that are cutting down to 107, he's still giving up a little bit of weight, a little bit of size, but he's much more competitive this year. You watch him out there, and he's moving people. He's incredibly strong for his size and his age. I mean, for crying out loud, this kid's, I think he's an 8th grader, you know, and he is so strong, and he's so tough, and he is so mentally tough. He's going to be a stud to watch over the next few years.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to be open here at 114, but up to 127. Andrew Hutterlick, and then also Madeline Strohmeyer also weighs in at 127.
Right, so we'll have, I believe that
Andrew.
No, not Andrew. Our Pablo.
Oh.
Pablo's going to be back tonight.
Okay.
Jacob Benson-Vick. He's going to be back at potentially wrestling at 14. It's going to be fun to have him back in the lineup. He's a strong, fast kid. It'll be nice to see him in his first action tonight. Looking at Andrew Hutterlake. Andrew Hutterlake is a sponge. The kid's learning stuff. He's figuring it out. He's doing some good things. I watched him at the Jackhammer. Positioning is getting better. Technique is getting better. Overall feel of just what's happening on the mat is certainly getting better. He's starting to kind of feel where things are going and sense the move is coming before he actually sees it coming. So he's definitely on the upswing. He wrestled 21 down at the Jackhammer. Maddie Stroh wrestled in Bemidji this past weekend and took 2nd at the girls tournament up there. Stroh is a force to be reckoned with. You know, she's strong, she's fast, incredibly technical, and probably more than that, she's She's a pit bull. I mean,
she's not
so
scared
tough.
to go up against anybody.
No,
she just keeps telling Coach Hills, just throw me in, Coach. I
just wanna wrestle.
I want to wrestle. I want to go at it. And
Yep.
in the same token, she had some shoulder injuries last year, but this year she's being cautious with that a little bit, but she's still being aggressive out there on the mat.
Yeah, exactly.
Then we move up to 133, and we got Noah Rucker.
Noah is incredibly strong, and he has a surplus of nasty, which you know me, I like to see a guy that's not afraid to go out there and mix it up. But the other thing that's happening with Noah is he's figuring it out. You watch him, and his technique has gone through the roof from where he was last year. You know, simple stuff where you have a feel where you know, hey, I need to run a 2-on-1 here to be able to control this guy, and he's just doing it without being told. It's just natural stuff is starting to come out in this kid, and the upside is going to be incredibly high for this kid this year and then his senior year next year.
Yeah, for sure. Noah went up against Christian Jelly, number one kid in the state, this last match during Grand Rapids.
Yep.
He did give up a tech fall, but Jelly had him on his back numerous times. But there was a whole lot of heart and tenacity in that young man, and pulled off a pretty awesome. Ended up just losing a point, but he saved a team point for the team.
And Jelly is a stud. I mean, that kid, he looked as good that try as I've seen him look. He is a stud out there, and Noah went out and gave him everything he could.
139, Jackson Klein. What do you think of him?
Kind of a loaded question. Jack is incredibly athletic. I was just telling you, I watched him do a somersault. He was down. He did a somersault out of a attempted mat return. Did a somersault out of it. Then he did a backflip to score 2. His athleticism is just off the charts. His technique is really, really, really good. He's very fast and explosive. He's not having the season that he would like to have. He's looking to change that. He's working on the things that he needs to work on. He has a goal in mind of being in the show down in the cities at the end of this season, and he's working on making those changes to be able to get down there. He went 2-2 at the jackhammer. Wrestled some really, really tough kids. Had some real up moments and some real, hey, you know what, we got to work on these moments. So yeah, he's doing well.
Now we move into 145. We have Nathan Trotter and Garrett Trotter, the brothers right there. Nathan Trotter is going to kind of throw in the flag for tonight. He's just going to rest a little bit. He will not be wrestling tonight. And then Kenny Erickson should be wrestling up at 152.
Right. So yeah, Nathan suffered some injuries. Wrestled a incredible tournament at Jackheimer. Ended up taking 6th. He wrestled a couple of matches injured and did a fantastic job. Garrett, the youngster, 8th grader, went out. He went 0-2 at Jackhammer, but he was game. He went out and wrestled hard, and he's going to be a stud. Kenny Erickson, he ran into a buzzsaw, just really not prepared for it first round. This kid was really, really good, but Kenny wrestled all the way back and took 7th place out of about a bracket of about 34 kids.
Nice.
Kenny we've talked about it before, he's unorthodox, he's flippy-floppy, he does all kinds of weird, funky stuff, and it's an absolute blast to watch.
Then we move up to 160. Again, Walker Jones is going to be out, but we have Cole Spollerich filling in.
Right. Walker had a really, really good tournament, ended up wrestling back, and took 6th at the Jackhammer, and ended up getting hurt in the last match of the meet. We're not sure the extent of that. I'm hoping that he'll be back in relative short order. He is a integral cog as a leader, not just on the mat, but off the mat, as a leader for this team, and it'll be good to have him back. Cole Spolarich, you know what? Cole, he's been absent for a little bit, but he is a go-getter. He showed that he still has those Spolarich hips down at the Jackhammer.
Nice.
He was rolling, and he was pushing, and he fought, and he wrestled a heck of a tournament. He only went, he went 0, I think he went 0-2, but those 2 matches were better than the 2 matches before, which were better than the 2 matches before. He's starting to knock the rust off of his moves and his technique and what he's doing out there.
Well, that's the Gobbler lineup as a whole right there, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we'll have some open weights all the way from 172, 182, 189, 215, and 285 will be open for the Gobblers.
So good news news. I heard today that Jacob Williams is back in the room, had his first official practice yesterday, and he is on his way to potentially being back. So he's in the room. It'll be nice to have his size in those upper weights, bringing what he brings to the table back to the mat, the competition mat.
That'd be awesome, because like even Walker Jones, he'll jump up to 182. He can get up a little bit and then spread out, and then hopefully get some of these young kids back in there.
Right.
Whether it's Luke Workman or some of the others too that help fill in, and maybe we'll fill out a team.
Right. Yep.
Again, the Gobblers are up here in Rock Ridge. We are going to be facing the Pierce Pioneers first. Then on our second match, we're going to roll right in 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. At 6 o'clock, the Gobblers will take on Rock Ridge. And then at 7 o'clock, the Gobblers will take on the Dragons of Pine City. This broadcast here on Your Live Event is going to be brought to you solely by the Aitkin Wrestling Club here. The Aitkin Wrestling Club will have us traveling to all the away meets here the best that we can this year, as long as weather allows and my health and John's health allow. But we want to say make sure we have about 70 sponsors that support the Aitkin Gobbler wrestling community here, and we will give those name mentions as we get going through the matches here. We should be getting ready to roll here on yourliveevent.com here shortly. I'm assuming there will be a national anthem presentation, and then we will be live wrestling as the Gobblers take on the Pierce Pioneers up here at Rock Ridge. Looking around there, John, it looks like everybody's starting to line up over there on the other mat. I'm not sure what they got going, but they...
I'd like to welcome everybody to the U.S. Field Gymnasium.
I think they'll wait for Rock Ridge to run in.
Okay.
If everyone can please stand for the national anthem.
And here is the national anthem.
All right, Lance.
On the black mat to my right, it will be Pierce Pioneers versus the Aitkin Gobblers. On the green mat to my left, it will be the Pine City Dragons versus the Rock Ridge Wolverines.
And again, the Gobblers are going to be taking on the Pierce Pioneers here this first match. John, the Gobblers are going to be starting off. Looks like it's going to be Weston Killinan. He's going to be facing a 7th grader, Brecken Gruber. Weston comes in tonight with a record of, I believe it was 6-4 into tonight here. They're going to go ahead and shake hands with the, looks like it's going to be Kenny Erickson, Walker Jones, and Nathan Trotter, along with Coach Hills.
And Matty Stroh.
And Matty Stroh. Shaking hands with the head coach of the Pierce Pioneers. That's Skip Troops. Pierce they were down a little bit after losing Jinx for a head coach, and then the coaching staff, the young kids down there, just doing again a good job recruiting and building up another solid team for Pierce.
Well, yeah, I mean, anytime that you lose a long tenured coach like Jinx, it takes a little bit of time to get solidify the new program. Every coach does things differently. You show techniques differently. You work different aspects of the match different, and all of those things take time to coalesce into a new program. Even when you have long-standing assistants like we do here with Greg Hills, he brings a different personality and a different attitude than Coach Liljenquist did. And it's going to take a little bit of time. And so we saw that with Pierce, and now obviously Pierce being Pierce, they're on their upswing again.
They are, for sure. Yeah, Coach Hills has been in the room forever and a day, long as I can remember. But now that he's at the helm and Larry was able to take a break here, enjoy retirement a little bit, he's
grandkids,
still get to be a grandpa and does a lot. With still comes into the wrestling room and donates a little bit of time, him and Coach Larson. But again, Coach Larson doesn't really have anybody to follow in Aitkin wrestling anymore either, and wants to retire, and he's got kids going all over the place too, so he's going to follow them, and rightfully so.
And everybody goes through that. I mean, you find a time where it's like, okay, I need to step back and follow my kids and do stuff that my kids are doing, and it was funny. I saw pictures on Facebook of Coach Liljenquist at the Ice Capades.
Did he have makeup on?
He did not, and I didn't see any glitter either. So but it was a good time.
Yeah, Kelly didn't get a hold of him then. So. All right, we're getting ready to kick it off here. We got Weston Killinan for the Gobblers just checked in. Again, the scoreboard's on the far side over there. Weston's going to be in the red. Piers is going to be green. And it's going to be Brecken Gruber for Piers Pioneers. They shake hands and wrestle.
And there we go. They're right up working collar ties. There's an outside shot for Gruber. Fought off. He swings to a headlock, countered by Killinan. And he's able to get back to neutral. Weston doing a good job being heavy on that head. Gruber fights those hands off. Works an underhook while Weston's in on a double, but he can't quite get that.
This first match is going to be brought to you by the Aitkin Wrestling Club.
Gruber looking for a near side or a forward cradle. He's going to get at least his 2 here, and he will get 2 takedown.
Brecken Gruber at 107 pounds.
Weston gets out for 1. Does a good job putting that hand in the back pocket and getting his hips loose.
Weston just a little bit on his heels, needs to relax a little bit and start to get a little more aggressive. Slide by attempt by Weston there. Now he's got a collar tie protecting that that near side arm. Inside post, and they separate. Weston in on a single, looking to lift, looking to finish transitions to a double. He's got Gruber on his hips. Now he just needs to work his way up. He does work his way up and gets 2 takedown right near the edge of the mat.
2-1 Killinan. 30 seconds to go here in the first period.
3-2. 3-2 Killinan.
Yeah, that one. 3-2 Killinan.
There we go. It's a long ways away, and I know you didn't bring your bifocals.
No, I did not.
All right, off the mat. They're going to come back to the center of the mat here and get going again. 19 seconds left in the period. Score is 3-2 Weston over Gruber. Weston starts on the right side, switches back to the left, does a nice breakdown to get Gruber flat in the mat.
10 to go here in the first period.
Weston with a bar, looking to get a quick tilt here at the end of the first period. Probably not going to go, and that's the first period.
And it's going to be Killinan's choice. He defers to Brecken. Brecken's going to go neutral. Again, after the first period here at 107, it is 3-2 in favor of Weston Killinan from Aitkin.
Weston got an inside collar tie. Head position is good. Gruber comes over top, but Weston comes with an underhook, looking for something. He's trying to kind of get Gruber a little high here. Gruber kind of backing up to the edge of the mat. Now Weston's backing up. There's a nice outside shot by Gruber, countered by Weston. In a forward headlock kind of a scenario here, looking to get a go behind, gets the leg, looking to come around to get an additional 2 here. Gruber doing a good job blocking that leg from going around. Weston needs to just kind of keep circling, got to free that leg, get a hip down. Air kind of try to come around again. He's just got to block that near arm. Good snap. And Gruber works back to his feet. Weston grabs that leg, looking for maybe an inside cradle. And a stalemate.
Minute 3 to go here in the second period. Again, 3-2, Killinan leads here at 107. Thank you, JJ, for tuning in here to YLE, your live event, as we follow the Aitkin Gobblers up here in Rock Ridge.
Killinan trying to fight off a Russian tie by Gruber. Or Grubin. No, it is Gruber.
You need your bifocals, John.
Either that or I need to learn how to write.
40 to go here in the second period. Killinan still leads 3-2 here.
We got a collar elbow tie. 2-on-1 hand control for Gruber. He gets in on a single. Killinan trying to keep that leg, trying to keep control. Going to do a step over here for 2. He's going to get that step over for 2, and he's got an arm trapped. He may be able to get tilt here if he controls that inside arm.
Got to just drive a little bit. Gruber doing a good job posting that outside leg. Comes back up to his feet, but gets around to the backside. Stays in control, leading 5-2 with 10 to go here in the second.
Weston kind of shifting back and forth, 2 seconds. That's going to end the second period. As you said, with Killinan ahead, 5-2 going to the third period. It'll be his choice.
He's going to go neutral again. This match brought to you by the Aitkin Wrestling Club here in Aitkin.
I think the official got hit just a little bit hard, and he's having a talk with the mat boy, just reminding him, hey, not so hard. I don't need any welts.
All right, going into the third here.
Weston, again, being heavy on that head. Lots of pressure. Gruber using a Russian. Now he slipped down to a 2-on-1, but that's an outside single by Weston. If he can get the trip here to finish, he's got a body lock, and that'll be 2 takedown for Killinan.
7-2, minute 40 to go here in the third period.
Killinan riding on the right side. Got about a minute and 30 left here in the match. Looking at a head lever here, if he can get him broken down to be able to run it. Good arm control for Weston. Going to bring it across the back. Kind of set up a cowboy ride here. Now he's going to try to tap that far shoulder. Blocking that arm. A little bit high. He's got to stay back. Good control. That's really, really good arm control by Weston. Now he's going to transition to a bar.
Got a minute to go here in the third period, leading 7-2.
Would love to see 3 more back points here to give us a major decision. That'd be really, really good. Start that first match off with some bonus points. 45 seconds left. Score 7-2. Killinan over Gruber. Nice bar. Gruber trying to walk that hand free. Weston's going to bring that arm and try to tap that far shoulder again.
30 to go here in the third.
25 seconds left. Score still 7-2. Killinan's got a half in now, trying to run the half. And he still has that arm back, but he's maintaining the control here. 15 seconds. Killinan now with a power half. Trying to get it to go. He's got it deep now if he can grab that wrist. 4 seconds, and that'll be the end of the match. 7-2, Weston Killinan over Brecken Gruber.
That'll put the Gobblers up 3-0. 3-0 here in the first match against the Piers Pioneers.
Winner at 107 pounds for Aitkin, Weston Killinan.
This next match coming up here at 114 is going to be brought to you by the 40 Club.
And I believe we're probably going to see Kyle Stengel from Piers and Jacob Benson Vick.
I don't see Pablo there.
Isn't that him with the red shoes getting loose?
That's Hutterlick.
That's
there.
Hutterlick.
Yep.
Winner at 140.
And that'll be a forfeit.
That will be a forfeit. That match was brought to you by the 40 Club. Pierce Pioneers goes up 6-3 here, moving into the 121-pound match. Again, Gobbler's going to have a handful of open weights here tonight. But we're going to bring you the best of the live action, the ones that are wrestling here tonight here on YourLiveEvent.com, brought to you by the Aitkin Wrestling Club. This next match here will be brought to you by Amy Wilson and the American Family Insurance Company there in downtown Aitkin. Here at 121, the Gobbler's going to show Andrew Hutterlick. And I believe
we're probably going to see Toops.
Wrestling at 121 for Pierce.
that is true. That is Link Toops
And
for the Pierce Pioneers.
Okay, Hutterlick coming in with a collar tie hand control for Toops. Toops also controlling those elbows. Hutterlick trying to get aggressive inside, staying close. Toops kind of staying back. Hutterlick trying to get snap and head control. Underhook deep, tries to throw a slide by, can't quite get it. Toops is able to just rock his shoulder a little bit.
Hutterlick trying to go a slide by.
Can't quite get it. Now he's in kind of a headlock position. Toops drops for a single, and good job Hutterlick getting away. Kicks his leg loose and stays clear. Gets a front headlock, but now he's off balance on his hip. Now to his to both hips. 2 takedown for Toops, and Hutterlick is going to be fighting off his back here if he's not able to get to his base here or get to his belly. Slides in a half Nelson, does Toops. Hutterlick dancing off his back, and back points getting counted.
55 to go here in the first period. Toops up. Could be 5-0.
And he's now into a forward cradle.
Hutterlick fighting off his back. He's doing a good job trying to keep his shoulders high. He also with his elbows, and he gets down to his belly, but Toops still has that near side locked up.
Yep. Now he's got it really, really tight. He's going to step around the head there, and that's a fall for Toops.
Fall in 1:35 for Toops over Hutterlick. That match was brought to you by the American Family Insurance in Aitkin. Again, the Wrestling Club wants to say thank you to all these sponsors here for all the support they get there at the Turkey Bingo Night every last Friday, full Friday in October. It's a fun fundraising night, and we have numerous sponsors that help fundraise for a lot of good things for the Aitkin Gobbler Wrestling Club. So thanks to all those sponsors.
And we're going to have looks like a forfeit at 27.
A little bit of mind games, John. Mind
Yep.
games, mind games.
Yep.
One for Pine City, Asa Swartzbauer.
So you're right, forfeit at 27.
Yep, and I believe that's going to be Gafke that's going to take that forfeit.
Now, the state-ranked young man from Piers wrestling Noah Rucker. Noah Rucker, Carter Young. Carter Young, a state entrant a handful of times for the Pierce Pioneers. This match brought to you by Bill's Sportsman Service. We're at 133 here.
And that's a quick takedown for Young.
At 133 for Pierce, Noah Rucker, and for Aitkin at 133, Noah Rucker.
And right into a far side bar is Young. Rucker doing a good job trying to fight that off using his strength.
Young got that locked up pretty tight. Minute 20 to go here in the first period.
Rucker doing a good job fighting off this double arm bar, using his strength, trying to get his hands to go forward. Young has it locked up, and he's going to try to get the step over. He's almost got him over.
127 for.
And he does. Now he's just going to sit up and drive those shoulders down.
For Rockridge, Asher Fox.
And there's a fall for Carter Young.
It'll be a minute and 1 second fall for Carter Young. It's 9:15 plus 6, 21 to 3 as we go into 1:39 here.
Winner by fall for Piers at 133, Carter Young.
And we move up to 139 here for the Gobblers. This is going to be Jackson Klein. And for the Pierce Pioneers, it's going to be Cash Fusi. This match brought to you by Boyd Electric.
9 for Aitkin, Jackson Klein. And for Piers.
Quick high crotch for Klein. Gets his 2. Into a crossface. He's looking for a cradle right away. He's going to run that cradle. He's going to look at trying to get it locked up. Fusi's able to straighten out a little bit, so Jack's going to look at something else here.
Team score right now, Pierce Pioneers lead the Gobblers 21 to 3.
Fusi doing a good job of fighting hands off underneath. Jack looking for a T-bar tilt, can't get it to go. Now he's looking at a bar. Got that arm back. Doing a good job of keeping Fusi down. Jackson's rolling wrists, trying to keep control. He's going to try to bring that arm back if he can. Fusi working back up to his base. Got about a minute left. Jack's going to cut him for 1.
For Rockridge by forfeit, Dutch Headblue.
2-on-1 for Fusi. Now looking for a Russian tie. Jack reaches up into a outside bind. Collar tie, and there's another high crotch for Jackson. He's going to try to get the finish, and he does for 2, and he puts a half in, but Fusi lets it go.
4-1, 39 to go here in the first period. Gobblers trail 21 to 3.
Now again, Jack rolling wrists, going to try to keep him down here. About 30 seconds left in the first period.
Winner at 139 by forfeit.
Fusi flattened out. Jack trying to work a half in. He's got to move back and forth though. He doesn't want to get called with a stalling early. There's a half. Fusi tries to wing that half off. About 10 seconds left here in the first period. Jack doing a good job of riding here. Fusi fighting off hands underneath. And Jackson hooks the leg to tie up that last bit of the period here. Ending the first period, score 4-1, Jackson over Fusi. Fusi's choice, he's going to defer. Jackson's going to take neutral.
Again, this match brought to you by the Aitkin Wrestling Club and Boyd Electric.
Fusi comes in and takes a shot of his own. Jack does a good job with a good sprawl, trying to work his way around. Good hip action. He's going to come around. He's going to get his 2 takedown on a defensive takedown attempt. There you go, buddy.
6-1.
Jack looking for a half. Fusi tries to wing the half. Again, Jack working hand control. Fusi with his head on the mat, fighting hands, trying to get up and loose. Jack's going to look for a mat return here. Fusi trying to get loose here. Jack's going to cut him and let him go. So that's 1-6-2. Jackson over Fusi.
Minute 20 to go here in the second period.
They both tried to shoot at the same time, kind of hit heads a little bit there. Jack trying to set up a high crotch. Fusi trying to get an outside shot. Hand control for Fusi. Jack fighting hands. And they're going to separate and look at each other for a second. There's a nice shot by Fusi. Jack get a good line defense sprawl. Fusi trying to suck it in. Jack working that line defense. Jack trying to get Fusi to go to a hip. Trying to stay on the mat here. Jack got a body lock on here, trying to stay in control. Gets his hips back down, gets his feet back on the mat, and that'll be a stalemate. We'll come back to the center.
32 to go here in the second period. Jackson Klein from Aitkin leads 6-2 here at 139 over Cash Fusi.
Okay, both of them doing some flat. There's a nice outside high crotch again for Jack. Makes it 8-2. Throws in a half right away. Fusi controls the hands on the bottom again. Got his head on the mat. 15 seconds left in the second period. Score 8-2 Jackson. Okay, 2-on-1 control. 5 seconds. Fusi's flat. And that'll be the period. Third period, score 8-2. Jackson Klein over Cash Fusi.
Here at 139, I stand corrected. It is 27 for the Pierce Pioneers and 3 for the Gobblers.
So Fusi took down Jackson, elects to cut him right away. So it'll be 8-3. Start of the second period, or third period. Fusi coming at Jack a little bit. There's another high crotch for Jackson. He's going to look to finish. Come around, and he does for 2. 10-3.
Minute 37 to go here in the third period.
Okay. Again, good hand control by Fusi on the bottom. Anything that Jackson's trying to do, he can't do it. Fusi's got real good hand control defense underneath. So Jack's looking to try to get a crossface and can't get that. Looks for a fair arm near leg, can't get that. Fusi's looking to try to come up. Jack's working to keep him down. Just over a minute left in the match. Score 10-3. Klein over Fusi. One more point would give us a major decision if Jack can get it.
60 between Pine City and Rock Ridge.
So with a minute left, cutting him and then getting one more takedown would be a good thing. Jack looking for a half. Fusi covering that. Crossface for Jackson, looking for a cradle. Can't get it. Fusi controlling that arm. Jack getting a little far forward, getting a little bit sloppy there, wrestling the top. He's got to watch out for a Granby here. Got to get off that hip, free that leg.
30 to go here in the third.
Crossface for Jackson. Fusi reaching back again, still looking for that Granby if he can get it to go. Not a lot going on the bottom down there, but Jack trying to fight through it. He got about 10 seconds left. They're going to call a stalemate. And 8 seconds left. So Jack will just need to ride this out. Quick sit-out attempt by Fusi. 5 seconds. Hand control. And that'll be period. Jackson Klein with a win, 10-3 over Cash Fusi.
That'll put the Gobblers up to 6. And the Pierce Pioneers at 24. Pierce Pioneers got a forfeit at 114. They got a fall at 21. That gives it 12-3. Got another forfeit at 27. Then got a fall at 33, so that puts them at 24. The Gobblers have 2 decisions, one at Killinan at 107, and Jackson Klein just picking up another one for a total of 6 for the Gobblers. Wrestling now at 145, we're looking at Garrett Trotter for the Gobblers and Carner Hennessy for the Pierce Pioneers. Hennessy in on a shot, nice high crotch on Garrett. This match brought to you by S&R Reinforcing.
And that's a real heavy head lever by Hennessy, but Trotter's able to fight it off, work to his feet, looking to get an escape here, and he does, gets his one.
Hennessy, a 9th grader for the Pierce Pioneers. Garrett, an 8th grader.
Trotter kind of posting up out there. A little bit of a slap by Hennessy there. Trotter gets in on a shot. He's looking to finish. If he can get the lift, he's just got to turn that corner, get his head high, and he does. Now he's going to get the lift, switch to a double. Gets Hennessy on his hip and is able to get around to get his 2. Make it 3-2. Garrett Trotter over Hennessy appears. 45 seconds left in the period. Trotter with a deep bar, looking to get a wrist here. Hennessy trying to fight it off, gets his hips in the way so he won't go over. Real good defense, but now Trotter bringing that wrist back. Hennessy has to fight that off. Trotter trying to block that arm. Working on blocking it, working on bringing it back, and he does. Now he's got that arm. He's just got to tap the far side. Hennessy comes right to his feet right away. Trotter doing a good job of maintaining control, looking for a tilt. Almost has some points there, but not quite. Right near the edge of the mat. 10 seconds left in the first period. An exciting match right off the bat for Garrett Trotter. He's got to hold position here. Off the mat they go. No change of control.
4 to go here in the first period at 1:45. This match brought to you by S&R Reinforcing and the Aitkin Wrestling Club.
Trotter rides on the left side. Shoulder roll attempt by Hennessy, and that'll be 2 near fall quick for Trotter to make it 5-2.
Coach Hill's on the sideline there, letting Garrett defer.
Garrett was like, wait a second, is it my turn?
Yeah. What do I get to do? What do I get to do?
Oh, defer. It's my turn next time. All right, and they're going to go both up. Hennessy takes that neutral position, comes in quick with a shoulder tie. Trotter does a good job. They get real near the edge of the mat here.
Trevor Hazelton, and for Rockbridge,
They are literally head-to-head right in the edge of the mat. Fighting hands, fighting elbows, looking for head position, trying to gain a little bit of an upper hand here. Trotter has a real high Russian tie, looks for an inside trip, gets out of position there as he looks for the bulldog. Now he's got to get those hands clear, free himself to get back to neutral. And he does, so we're back to neutral there. No points lost, no change of control. Minute and 25 seconds left in the second period. Big shot by Hennessy. Trotter sees it coming and sprawls. He's looking to get his line defense going. Pulling on that far ankle, trying to keep hips down, letting his feet slide, and a stalemate will be called at 1:05 of the second period.
This is 1:45 between Garrett Trotter and Connor Hennessy from the Piers Pioneers.
Hennessy really likes that collar tie. Trotter's looking for that shoulder shot, kind of just to drag it past him. But Hennessy's got good balance when he gets that collar tie in. There he tries it again, trying to get that lift, trying to pull that collar tie off to get a slide by. Good defense here at about 35 seconds left in the second period. Again, no score change. It is 5-2. Trotter over Hennessy. Some real heavy hand fighting there. Clock is not running right now. Now it starts. About 15 seconds in. Looking to get his 2 is Trotter as Hennessy shoots. Trotter trying to come around. Trotter is going to get a 2, and it looks like a tilt to go with it. And that'll be an additional 2 near fall. So we'll have 9-2 for Garrett Trotter going into the third period.
Trotter's going to take neutral going into the third. Again, this match brought to you by S&R Reinforcing and the Aitkin Gobbler Wrestling Club.
Hennessy again with that inside collar tie. Outside bind for Trotter. Hand fighting on the other side. Trotter comes down just to work on the hand control.
karate chop there with a knee there. It's okay, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's an unorthodox way to break a hand control. I don't know if it's legal, but I know the official stopped it right after that and kind of talked to the guys real quick for a second there. So.
Minute 20 to go here in the third period. Trotter leads 9-2, and the Pierce Pioneers team score leads 24-6 over the Gobblers.
Trotter trying to come around and get another defensive takedown. Hennessy in on a single, and he is going to be able to come around and he is going to score a 2 takedown. Well, not yet. There. Now it's 2 takedown for Trotter. We'll call it 11-2 with just under a minute left in the match. Trotter has Hennessy flat in the middle of the mat. Trotter slides back to maintain control. Got to wrestle behind those arms. Crossface for Trotter, looking for a cradle. Hennessy does a good job flattening out on it. Works up to his base.
35 to go here in the third period.
Trotter doing a good job here, working control. Looking for a tilt if he can get it to go. Looking for a forearm near leg. Now looking at a cradle as Trotter with about 15 seconds left in the match. He's got it locked up, just trying to bring him back. Hennessy doing a good job of fighting that off. 10 seconds.
Winner by fall at 189 for Rock Ridge, Aitkin Comer.
And that'll be the end of the match. Score is 11-2. Garrett Trotter
picks up a major. Gobblers will have 10 now to Pierce's 24, going into 152 pounds. At 152 pounds, this match brought to you by the Aitkin Wrestling Club and Contractors, Inc. of the Twin Cities. Contractors, Inc. of the Twin Cities, another great sponsor for the Aitkin Wrestling Club.
Now, this should be a match. You have Kenny Hesse, Kenny Erickson. I was going back about 10 years. Kenny Erickson ranked 9th in the guillotine, and Chase Becker ranked 6th in the guillotine. So this should be a match, potentially the match of the night here.
Winner at 145 for Aitkin.
Becker's ranked at 2A, and Erickson is ranked at single A here. Both at 152, right, John?
Yep. Okay, underhooks and overhooks. They get off the mat. They're going to come back to the center.
Becker, a 2-time state entrant also for the Pierce Pioneers.
Yep.
Logan Kolecki, and for Rock Ridge, Ian Lucan.
Okay, there's a quick little shot attempt and then into a reshot for Becker, who gets the double and gets the takedown against Erickson. That was a really fast reshot, and Erickson looking to fight off a cradle right now. Becker gets the cradle locked up very, very fast, looks for the roll through, gets the roll through. Erickson's able to fight out of it, gives up 2 near fall, but he does get his escape, and that's an eye poke, and we're going to take a second.
Minute 2 to go here. Becker leads 4-1.
Becker doing the right thing. Hey, checking on him. Hey, let's, he's an upstanding kid. Hey, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to do that. And Erickson's going to be fine, and we're going to get back at it. Score 4-1, Becker over Erickson. Okay, crashing an underhook for Erickson. Becker fights that off. Hand control. Being a little bit tentative. There's kind of a shot for Erickson. Watching out for that reshot this time. Overhook for Erickson. Hand control for Becker. Drop single for Becker. There's a lat drop for Erickson, and he lands it. And he's going to get, it should be 2 takedown, but no near fall awarded. That's a surprise. There should have been at least 2.
Got a super half, power half in there, possibly a full Nelson. We're just going to say potentially dangerous there.
Yep.
4-3. Becker over Erickson right now. He's going to...
And we're going to have Coach Hill's going to ask about some back points there. I don't know how it's not going to be awarded, but they did not award any back points on that, which is, I don't know how, but all right. Erickson riding on the left, switches to the right, gets a good breakdown on Becker, works into a bar. Becker comes right up to his feet. Mat return for Erickson, keeping Becker down. 15 seconds left in the first period. Score 4-3. Becker over Erickson right near the edge of the mat. Hand control work on the bottom for Becker, and off the mat they're going to go. 6 seconds left in the period.
4-3. Becker leads here at 152.
And we're just going to kind of hang on here. It'll be 2 seconds, 1 second, end of the period. Score 4-3 in the second period is going to be Becker's choice. Erickson's going to take down.
Here at 152, this match brought to you by Contractors Incorporated.
Erickson with a quick stand-up. Becker working on hand control and a mat return. Erickson switches on the way down, and he's going to at least get one to tie the match. Really quick off the whistle was Kenny Erickson on that one. And off the mat, they're going to go back to the center. Match all tied up. Heavy collar tie for Erickson. Outside shot there for Becker, but he counters the reshot from Erickson. Becker backing up just a little bit. Erickson trying to move in. Fake shot into a real shot goes Erickson. Becker comes around the backside trying to keep it on the mat, and they're going to call it off the mat.
Minute 14 to go here in the second period. Knotted up at 4 between Erickson and Becker.
Becker got a little rhythm to his feet. Erickson trying to move in nice and easy. Hand control, a little bit tentative. Both these guys, a lot of respect for each other. Kenny wrestling off of a knee. Becker going to snap. Underhooks for Becker. Underhooks for Kenny. Outside shot for Becker. Countered by Kenny.
Kenny had one lat here earlier in the first.
There's a drop to a low single for Becker. Whizzer for Erickson. 35 seconds left in the second period. Becker trying to come up. Swings out. Becker looking to try to finish. And 2 points awarded for Becker right at the edge of the mat. 23 seconds left in the second period.
6-4, Becker.
.21 seconds here in the second period. Becker riding from the left side. Big, fast switch for Erickson. Now into a jump across. Becker does a good job of following that switch this time. But Kenny has his head trapped. He's looking to come out the back door. Looking to come out, get his 2 here. At least going to get 1. Should have at least 1. And will get 1. 4-5 with. And that'll be the end of the second period. Or sorry, 6-5.
Nice little scramble there by Erickson right towards the end of the second period. And it's going to be...
Becker's going to take down. Injury time looks like maybe inhaler.
Again, this match here at 152 between Kenny Erickson and Chase Becker from Piers. Brought to you by Contractors Inc. and the Aitkin Gobbler Wrestling Club. Looks like he's got to lose a couple pounds there on the edge of the mat.
That could definitely happen. He definitely was looking like that could happen.
All right, going into the third period here. Kenny Erickson's going to be in the top position. Becker down.
And Becker up quick. Kenny doing a good job trying to keep him down, but Becker back up again. Kenny staying behind him, maintaining some control. Becker with a 2-on-1. Kenny trying to block, looking to get some control here. Becker coming out. Good mat return for Kenny. Minute and 30 seconds. Kenny needs to score a couple points here. Pressure from Kenny. Leg hook, riding on the right side. And he gets the cradle, but Becker is able to break that on the roll through and gets a reversal for 2 to make it 8-5. Kenny gets loose, 8-6. A minute and 15, minute and 10 seconds. Right near the edge of the mat, outside shot, off the mat. They'll come back to center. Kenny needs to score a quick 2, Lance.
Minute 6 to go here in the third period. The Pierce Pioneers lead the Gobblers 24-10 in team score. Erickson trailing by 2 here with a minute 4 to go here in the third.
Beautiful shot by Kenny. If he can finish here, he's in deep, but he's got to finish. Becker with a really good sprawl, getting his hips back. Kenny looking to come up here, and he's going to restart. 52 seconds. There's a high crotch for Erickson, looking to come up out of the back door, trying to look to finish. He's got to pull him on the mat. 35 seconds left. And off the mat they go. 30 seconds.
6-8. Becker over Erickson. 30 to go.
You got a crash and an underhook. There's almost a shot. Becker doing a good job of keeping Erickson away. Erickson comes in, locks up, gets another lat drop right near the edge of the mat, but Becker's able to fight this one off. No points.
He's got the Bulldog.
He's got the Bulldog. It's just who's going to win it, and no points awarded for control. 10 seconds left. And Becker's just going to stay away. And there's a stalling call against Becker. And Becker's just going to dance away. That'll be the end of the period. Almost at the end of the match, but that's all right. Score is 6-8. Becker over Erickson.
The winner at 152 for Piers, Kenny Erickson.
Nope. He's got it wrong.
Nope, he's got it wrong. That would actually be Chase Becker.
That was Chase Becker for Piers.
27-10 in favor of the Pierce Pioneers, going into 160 pounds here. This next match brought to you by the Aitkin Wrestling Club and Dotzler Power and Equipment there in Aitkin.
Winner by forfeit at 160 for Piers.
Gobblers are going to forfeit there at 160. Again, that match was brought to you by Dotzler Power.
And that is Melby gets that forfeit.
33-10. Favor the Pierce Pioneers. Now we're moving up to 172. We are going to have Cole Spolarich for the Gobblers.
And we'll either see Zajac or Tanner from, and they are both 8th graders. This kid does not look like an 8th grader.
Wrestling at 172 for Piers, Jaden Zajac.
This is
and for Aitkin, Cole
Jaden Zajac.
There we go. And they are locked up with a collar tie. There's a slide by for Zajac. Spolarich fighting it off, trying to maintain his own free hands. Big underhooks for Zajac into a body lock. He's going to step in and try to get this throw. Trying to jack up Spolarich. Cole looking for it now into a bar, right into a kind of a bulldog. And that's pretty tight.
It's got that half.
Yep, and there's a fall.
It'll be a fall for Zajac here at 32 seconds.
At 172,
42.
Zajac.
42.
Yeah, that one, 42.
Yeah.
Good job.
I'm not very good at math.
That match, I'm sorry, but it was short. That was brought to you by Dutch's Electric in Aitkin.
And that's going to probably end it for Aitkin's wrestling tonight. We'll have 3 forfeits at the top.
189, 215, and heavyweight are going to be open. So that's 39 plus 18.
At 215, Wyatt Dingman.
Dingman will take that one at 215.
57-10.
And Biker will take the heavyweight forfeit.
Winner by forfeit at 285 for
57-10.
All right, let's go ahead and just do a little bit of overview here for the Gobblers that did wrestle here tonight in this first match against the Pierce Pioneers. Weston Killinan started off 7-2 decision.
You know what? Weston came out and wrestled probably his best match I've seen him wrestle to date. He was in control. He stayed in good position. He didn't wrestle outside of himself, and he came out with a solid win, 7-2 over a good kid from Pierce. It's a great match.
Yeah, it was for sure. Then we move up 114. Again, was a forfeit, but then we had Andrew Hutterlick. Andrew Hutterlick ends up getting pinned by Link Toops.
Yep, Andrew came out and he was game. But it's just a maturity and an experience thing. Having the feel for it, and Hutterlick is growing leaps and bounds. But sometimes you just run into those guys that just have more mat time.
Then we move up to 127. The Gobblers showed open there.
Yep.
Then 133, and Noah Rucker took on the state-ranked young man, Carter Young from Pierce.
Yeah, Young's a stud. We knew what he is when he comes in. Rucker's game, he's faced a lot of ranked guys. He went out there and he fought really, really hard, but, Young and his technique was just a little bit too much. But again, you can't take anything away from that kid. Young had a double armbar in on him for quite some time, and all Rucker did was just try to do a pec flex and just bring his arms back in, and he did that for 30 seconds, fighting it off, and Young said, well, I can't get this, and transitioned to another technique. Rucker's not going to quit, and that's what's nice to watch.
Then we move up to 139. Jackson Klein, your kid.
Yeah.
Pulled off a 10-3 victory.
It was nice to see Jack get back to what he is. Jack is an explosive takedown guy. He goes out. He's got a killer high crotch. He hit that. I want to say he hit that 5 times tonight. He worked the top. He wrestled within himself. He didn't get out of position on the top. He didn't have to cut him right away just to go for takedowns again. So he did some work on the top. He fought off some takedowns. He got a takedown defensively. So, some good stuff from Jack. Thought processes were there. So it was a good match for him.
Then we move up to 145. Garrett Trotter picked up 11-2 victory over Connor Hennessy.
Another one of those matches. You look at Killinan, you look at Klein, and you look at Trotter. All three of those guys wrestled the same match. They went out and they wrestled a match that was smart. They wrestled within themselves. They stuck to what they know and what they're good at, and they came out on top. Garrett did the exact same thing. Did good hand control. Got takedowns when he could. Did defensive takedowns, taking advantage of mistakes by the other wrestler. Garrett did a really, really good job of controlling that match and coming out with a major decision.
Then we bumped up after 145 to 152. Kenny Erickson, Chase Becker. That was a nice full 3-period match. Close, going back and forth. Chase Becker pulls off an 8-6 victory over Erickson.
Yep. That match lived up to its billing. We knew that was going to be a tight match. We knew it was going to be back and forth, and it was. Becker gets a couple of nice takedowns. Erickson gets a lat drop, has a couple of scramble opportunities, keeps the match close. I think if you wrestle that match 10 times, it's going to have 10 different results. And I think that those guys put on a good match tonight. That was a match that if you're a technical fan that likes to see technical wrestling, that's a match you want to watch.
And then hats off to Kenny Erickson this last weekend. He picked up his 50th career pin. Yep. Again, congratulations to Kenny Erickson. At 162, the Gobblers show forfeit there, but 172, our last wrestler tonight, Cole Spullerich, took on Jaden Zajac.
Yep, and that's just, there's some rust on Cole yet, but he's getting better. His body position is getting better, but his thought process is still just a little bit slow compared to guys that haven't had any time off. And you saw when Zajac made a transition from the body lock to that kind of a bulldog kind of a deal with that underhook and that half, that he just wasn't quick enough to be able to respond to that, and that happens. So hey, hats off to the kid for coming back out. His improvement is there. He's definitely coming along. So it's fun to have him back.
Yep, for sure. Then the Gobblers show open the next 3 weights there. The final score, 57 for Piers, 10 for the Aitkin Gobblers. Again, thank you to the Aitkin Wrestling Club, the 40 Club, American Family Insurance, and Amy Wilson, Bill's Sportsman Service, Boyd Electric, S&R Reinforcing, Racing Contractors Inc., Dotzler Power Equipment, and Dutch's Electric for sponsoring that first match for the Aitkin Gobblers up here in Rock Ridge. Next up for the Aitkin Gobblers, home team Rock Ridge Wolverines, getting ready to take on our Aitkin Gobblers. As we get going here, we're going to go ahead and flip the page and head up. But doing a lineup for Rock Ridge. Rock Ridge has a full lineup there. They got 2 at 107. So either going to be Gage Benz or Will Strasser.
Right. Strong kids, good wrestlers. When we look at their roster, you see Dutch Hedblum, strong, tough kid, state entrant last year. Jackson Kendall, strong, tough kid, good wrestler at 145 pounds. And then at 172 is Damian Tapio. Damian is a really good kid. He's a super nice kid, but he is incredibly fast and explosive at 172 pounds. He looks like a bulldog when he's on the mat. Yeah. He's big, he's powerful, he's jacked, he's strong, but when he's off the mat, he's hands down one of the nicest kids in 40 plus years of wrestling I've ever come across. So nice, so generous, and so it's nice to see him also have success on the mat.
So the rest of the Wolverines are pretty much all juniors and seniors. Only 4 seniors for the Wolverines, in which it is Colton Gallus, Damian Tapio, Tristan Peterson, and Ian Lucan at 215. They're going to go ahead and do a coin flip right there. Again, the Gobblers take it on the Rock Ridge Wolverines here in the next match here on yourliveevent.com. Lance Bauman, John Klein on the call here tonight. Again, we travel with the Gobblers as much as we can. We will be following them throughout the season here. The only one I don't think we'll be able to get to is the Deer River match. But the Gobblers will be playing host to the Mid-State Tournament here in Aitkin. So that'll be a full-day Friday tournament here after the first of the year.
Well, what do we got from... looking at here? I mean, our roster is what it is. It's pretty set. There's not going to be a lot of changes just based on what we've got with injury troubles and some of that stuff. We'll see what happens, what we've got moving forward, and
yeah, with hopefully having Jacob Williams coming back here later this year. Again, we had a handful of kids that just decided not to come out. It wasn't their year for them. Definitely the Gobblers are missing them, whether in the practice room or out on the mat. It always really hurts when you don't have those extra kids there to help push each other.
And you have to give those kids their bow. You have to say, all right, listen, I understand where you're coming from, and it's really hard to see some kids that are integral parts recognize about themselves that maybe this is not a year that I need to be out and I need to take care of some other things. And you know what? That's cool. We'd love to have them out. If they came back out tomorrow, they'd be welcomed back with open arms.
For sure.
But yeah, they have to make their decisions for them based on what they feel and what's best for them. And I understand that,
Yep.
So.
Yeah, I was that kid. My senior year, I was like, yeah, you know what? I haven't done too much in my career it was 9 years of wrestling. I'd never had a winning record until my senior year. I was able to kind of pull it off, but it was a big thanks to Coach Bailey for believing in me, because I didn't believe in myself at that time. But he did a good job talking me into this, and that senior year was my best year. I was just 2 points away from making it down to the state tournament. I finally was able to come into my own, and I thought I wrestled pretty good. I had about a 500 record, but it only mattered when you get down to the section tournament, and that's when I was able to come on strong, and I did a pretty good job. But I left it on the mat, and I'm glad I did it.
Well, and in wrestling for guys like Noel Bailey and Don Dravis, and I would throw Larry Liljenquist, Greg Hills, they're in the same mold. I would throw them in the same mix. So, do we have Benz or do we have Benz? We have Benz, Gage Benz from Rock Ridge, and he's going to be facing Weston Killinen. Gage Benz, a 9th grader. 2-on-1 control for Weston.
Benz with the white kneecap in the green, black and green trim. Weston Killinen in the black with the silver lining on the side on the singlet.
Gage Benz a little more of a square stance facing. Killinan kind of a bladed stance. Looking for hand control, kind of working towards the edge of the mat. Hand control, slide by for Weston, doesn't go. And Weston says, come on, let's go back to the middle where we can wrestle. Slide by attempt again by Weston, doesn't quite go. Collar tie for Benz. Posting with his, posting and trying to keep Weston away. Another slide by into a Russian for Weston, does not go.
This match brought to you by Farm Island Repair and Maintenance down south of Aitkin on 169, The Firm.
Now you got a Russian for Benz. Again, though, right near the edge of the mat. And they're going to stop that and get it started back here in the middle of the mat. 43 seconds left in the first period. And there's a quick little shot attempt by Killinan, does not go. Big collar lockup from Benz. Tries a slide by for his own and doesn't go, and he loses his mouth guard again.
We got 18 seconds to go here in the first period. Still no score at 107 between Weston Killinan of the Aitkin Gobblers and Gage Benz of the Rock Ridge Wolverines.
10 seconds left, no score going on here. Weston having problems with his headgear. Not quite sure what's happening there, but he's going to keep wrestling as long as the clock is going.
And it's going to be Ben's choice going into the second period. Killinan's going to get it as he defers. Killinan's choice, he's going to go neutral.
Yep, he's going to go both up. All right, Killinan working his way in. Got some head control there. Mutual control on the other side from Benz. Kind of working near the edge of the mat. Benz likes to work over there, kind of backs up towards that edge of the mat and wrestles right at the edge. Now he circles to stay right close. Both of them kind of posting up against each other. Slide by into a Russian again for Killinan, can't quite get it. There's a nice shot, but off the mat they'll go from Killinan.
Minute 20 to go here in the second period, 0-0 here at 107.
Okay, Killinan again, they're right into that same spot. Collar tie with an outside bind for Killinan. Hand control for Benz. They clear, both of them fix their hair. And back at it, slide by again. There's Killinan trying to push the action a little bit. There's a shot, a couple of shots. Benz is able to weather that storm. Slide by for Killinan, can't quite get anything. Snap down by Killinan. Again, a snap down by Killinan. Headlock attempt by Benz did not go. That was almost 2 points for Killinan.
45 to go here in the second period, still no score. Again, this match brought to you by Firm and the Aitkin Wrestling Club.
Lots of head pressure from Killinan again. Second match, there he goes, slide by, can't quite get it. He's got hand control, tries to get in on a shot. Ben's backing up. Heel pick for Killinan right at the edge of the mat, and they're not going to award it to him off the mat.
21 to go here in the second. Killinan choose neutral. He's got to try to get a point off of this.
Benz gets in on a shot, trying to finish. Killinan has to give up 2. 10 seconds left. Killinan needs to work his way up and out here. And that'll be the second period. Score 2-0. Benz over Killinan.
Going into third period, Benz is going to take the top position. Killen has just got to get his hips rolling, get moving here.
Yep. He's just got to scramble out and be faster than the other guy. Heavy ride from Benz there. Killen on his shoulder. Ben's looking for a bar. Trying to lock up now, looking like a head lever, and he's going to get that to go. Now he needs to step around into a half, and he's got it. Killen fighting off of his back, doing his best to stay off his back here. And Killen does not go yet, but he's close. And he does now give up his back points.
Benz has got that half in deep on Killen.
Yep, that is very, very tight. Killen rolling back and forth, trying to stay loose, trying to stay off his back, but that's a fall. In 2 minutes and 51 seconds.
That'll put the Rock Ridge Wolverines up on top there, 6-0 over the Gobblers. Gobblers are going to be open at 14 here. And this match here at 114 is going to be brought to you by the Glen Store.
See, and Rock Ridge is also open, but they'll throw Strasser out there to take the forfeit.
Winner at 114 for Rock Ridge by forfeit, Will Strasser.
Okay, so at 21, we will see Bremer, I believe. And he'll face Hutterlich.
This next match here at 121 will be brought to you by Homevig Excavating there in Crosby, Ireton. And the Aitkin Wrestling Club here at 121 again. I think Hutterlich gets a forfeit.
Yeah, we'll see if they're going to make a move here and slide everybody up.
No, they're going to have Brennan Brumner.
Yep.
Wrestling at 121 for Aitkin, Andrew Hutterlich, and for Rock Ridge, Brennan Bremer.
Okay, where's Bremer?
And this match here is 121. There is Bremer. Again, this match brought to you by Homevig Excavating and the Aitkin Gobbler Wrestling Club.
Brennan Bremer, a 7th grader, with his colored knee pads.
Hutterlich with red shoes.
Yep, he's going to get a snap down, looking to get a go behind. We got ankle control, blocking, working on trying to come around. Bremner trying to stay in front. One direction, then the other. Hutterlich gets 2 takedown. Hutterlich with a crossface. Goes now to look for a half. Bremner keeping his arms in.
Team score right now, the Wolverines over the Gobblers, 12-0.
2-on-1 now to a breakdown for Hutterlich, trying to keep him flat, and he does. Hutterlich rolling wrists, trying to get something to roll. Bremer trying to come out to the side, keeping his hands free. Hutterlich trying to put in a half. Bremner pulling it down. Breakdown attempt by Hutterlich, and he gets the breakdown. Hutterlich looking for whatever he can find here.
45 to go here in the first period.
Right near the edge of the mat. Bremer turns to face Hutterlich and almost gets a 2 reversal, but Hutterlich does a good job of staying in control. Hutterlich getting a little bit out of control here right now. He's got to get a crossface in. 30 seconds left. Bremer looking to score some points. Bremer's got control of that hip. Hutterlick's sitting on his hip. Bremer looking to get a reversal here, and will get to reversal with 15 seconds left in the period. Hutterlick trying to come up. He'll come up. Mat return for Bremer. And that'll be a clasping point awarded to Hutterlick with 3 seconds left. Score now 3-2.
Three seconds to go here in the first period. 3-2 Hutterlick in the down position.
And there's a quick stand-up, but that's another, just missed it. Another clasping, but that'll be the end of the period. Score 3-2 Hutterlick.
It's going to be Bremer's choice. He defers to Hutterlick. Hutterlick goes down. Again, Hutterlick with the big A on the back of the singlet there. Red headgear, red shoes in the bottom position. Bremer on top with the blue knee pads and the all black with green pinstriping.
Quick stand up for Hutterlick attempt. Does not go. Working to get his base again. Clears the hands. And is able to get a reversal for 2 and had Bremer on his back, but no points is going to be awarded. Now he's got to stay behind him, and he does. Score 5-2, Hutterlick. Gets him broke down. Got to slide up to get his half in. Far arm. Now into a crossface. Hutterlick looking for a cradle, can't get that. Bremer trying to peel that crossface off. Hutterlick needs to look for something else. Don't give that leg up. Bremer on his belly yet. 2-on-1 control for Hutterlick. Bremer works up to his base. Hutterlick breaks him back down. Just under a minute left in the second period. Bremer holding wrists. Content to kind of stay down for the moment. Hutterlick rolls the wrists. Bremer trying to get to his base.
Hutterlick leads 5-2 with 38 to go here in the second period.
Bremer trying to sit out on his belly. 2-on-1 control for Hutterlick. Hutterlick looking to break him back down again, and does. Hutterlick trying to throw a half in. Bremer keeping his hands out way out in front. Hutterlick looking for a half here. 14 seconds. Hutterlick really cranking on that, trying to get it to go. 10 seconds. Does not get it to go. Now he's looking. Now he's going to get it to go, and it goes. Bremer flat on his back. The official calls a fall with 1 second left. And are they going to say yes or no?
They're going to say no.
Okay, so they'll award 3 near fall and make it 8-2 in favor of Hutterlick.
Again, this match brought to you by Home Vig Excavating there and the Aitkin Gobbler Wrestling Club. Going into the third period, Andrew Hutterlick leads 8-2 over Bremer. Bremer's choice, he takes the top position. Hutterlick be in the down position again. Got to get his feet moving, get his hand control going on here. Again, at 121, this match is brought to you by Home Vig Excavating.
Hutterlick quick with a stand-up. And he's looking to turn in to Bremer. Bremer stays in control. Hutterlick comes up. Mat return again for Bremer, but he's definitely clasping each time he brings him down. But Hutterlick's able to get loose for a point. 9-2, Hutterlick. Hutterlick looking to get 2, and he does get 2 quickly with a snap down. 10-2, 11-2.
11-2 Hutterlick, minute 30 to go here in the third period.
Hutterlick has got that half in this time. It's right in the middle of the mat, and that is tight. There's a fall for Hutterlick. 2 minutes and 36 seconds. 4 minutes.
4 minutes, 36 seconds. That puts the Gobblers on the board there with 6. Rock Ridge leads 12-6 here going into the 127-pound class. That match was brought to you by Home Vig Excavating and the Aitkin Gobbler Wrestling Club. Now we're moving up to 127. This match brought to you by Holiday Inn and the Aitkin Gobbler Wrestling Club. This match is going to be between...
Well, we'll see Grayson Bennett and we'll see if we have anybody go out at 27. We were open against Piers at 27.
Not sure if they're going to send out Stroh or... I don't see Stroh warming up.
Nope, that'll be a forfeit. And at 33,
that was Asher Fox.
And at 33, we're going to see Hedblum.
Hedblum, he's going on against Rucker again. Rucker's just getting stacked with some studs, but you know what? Nobody better than Noah Rucker.
Well, and there's no way to get better. I mean, really what it comes down to, yeah, you get beat up a little bit, but you only get better by facing competition like this, And Dutch Hedblum is he's another Christian Jelly style wrestler. He's highly aggressive, incredibly fast moving, and very technical.
Wrestling at 121.
Again, 18-6 in favor of the Wolverines. Moving into 133 here. This match brought to you by Jansen Auction Service.
Rucker doing a good job managing some hand control here with Hedblum. Tries to snap. Hedblum gets in deep on a shot. Transitions to an underarm. Can't quite get it. Rucker counters. Tries to come around behind. Can't quite come around behind. He's got a deep underhook on Hedblum. We'll see what he can do with that. And he goes into his own shot, looking to finish. Hedblum counters. Now he's in on a high crotch. Hedblum still countering, trying to get that hip back. Rutger trying to use his power to keep that leg in. Hedblum does a great job getting him broke down for 2 takedown. Deep waist by Hedblum on Rucker. That is the most uncomfortable thing known to man. Deep waist by Hedblum. Looking for a half, looking to control arms. Rucker trying to work his way up.
Gets into that roll.
Almost comes loose, but he might get his one here. That was a really great roll, but
nice
Hedblum, nice fireman's. Maintains control.
30 to go here in the first period. Hedblum leads 2-0.
Rucker staying with him here. Deep control for Hedblum here, controlling that far arm. Looks like he's trying to sneak a bar in. 15 seconds left in the first period, trying to sneak a bar in to get some back points. He's going to rock forward.
Elbow looks not good. He works it in. Short amount of time to go. Oh, boy.
And 2 near fall. Yeah, that elbow was looking pretty rough.
4-0 going into the second period. This match brought to you by Jansen Auction Service. And again, shout out to all those great listeners and fans of the Aitkin Gobblers, all the parents that are watching here on yourliveevent.com. We appreciate your support. And again, going into the second period here, Noah Rucker trails 4-0 to Dutch Hedblum here at 133.
So Hedblum deferred the choice. Rucker took both up, and they are both on their feet. Collar tie for Rutger. Big snap for Rutger. Head post by Hedblum. Underhook for Rutger. Hedblum thinks about a fireman's, but doesn't go that route. Hedblum kind of dances away from Noah. Noah kind of chases him a little bit. About 1:15 minutes left in the second period. Rucker just gets a little bit out of position, and Hedblum gets a takedown.
6-0, minute to go here in the second period. Team score, Wolverines over the Gobblers, 18-6.
Big crossface from Hedblum. He's going to look to set something up here. He's looking initially cradle, countered by Rutger. Now looking for a crucifix. Can't get that. Now back to the cradle, maintaining control of that crossface. Cradle is locked up, and he's going to bring him back. Rutger doing a good job hooking that far leg of Hedblum to keep his shoulders off, but Hedblum frees it, and he'll get 3 near fall. 9-0 Hedblum over Rutger.
Noah, just a straight, hard-nosed, tough kid.
Yeah. Yep. But there's some technical stuff there. When you have that guy that's cradling you, hook that far leg and keep your shoulders up. Now we've got a crucifix or a butcher, depending on where you wrestled. Hedblum looking to try to get a pin on Rutger. Doesn't look like any back points awarded. Yes, 3 near fall. Make it 12-0 here at the end of the second period. Hedblum kind of now running a bar, looking for additional points, and that's the end of the period. No points. And that'll be Hedblum's choice. And he's going to take the up position. He's going to take top.
Noah's going to get set. We're at 133.
Good breakdown by Hedblum. He's going to look to get a tilt here to end this match, I believe. Good stand-up by Rutger to give himself a point. Nice job. 12-1. 1:45 left in the match. Way to keep fighting Noah Rutger. Underhook. Fireman's attempted by Hedblum, but Rutger's able to attack as Hedblum misses and gets 2 takedown. Rutger looking for his own cradle. He's a little bit far forward. He's got to stay back a little bit. Score 12-3 in favor of Hedblum. Rutger needs to stay back a little bit as he's working towards his cradle. Lets it go, maintains some control. 1:15 left in the period. Hedblum looking for a sit-out, comes up into a body lock. Rutger staying back, and he jumps right in on a reshot. Hedblum does a good job with a chin whip. Rutger maintains control of that leg, though. Power half for Hedblum.
Minute to go in the third. 3:12, Hedblum.
Rutger looking to try to come up with a little bit of leverage against this whizzer that Hedblum has in. Big power half for Hedblum. He's going to circle around and grab his 2. Make it 14-3. And he's going to he's getting to a deep bar with Rutger. And he's going to get some back points counting here. 30 seconds left. Noah doing a good job fighting off his back here. Hedblum really cranking, trying to get this fall, I think. 15 seconds left. Rutger doing his best to keep his shoulders up.
Nobody bridges like Rutger.
Right? 6 seconds left. 5. Rutger doing a heck of a job bridging underneath the Hedblum, and that'll be the match. 17-3, major decision for Hedblum.
Winner at 133.
That'll give the Rock Ridge Wolverines a lead, 22-6. Moving into 133 pounds. That last match brought to you by the Jaddens and Auction Service. Again, Aitkin Wrestling Club wants to say thank you to all these sponsors and everything they do for the Gobbler Wrestling program here, and all the support we get for the Turkey Bingo fundraiser in October. Next match we brought to you by Aitkin. Dr. Aitkin Chiropractic.
Johnson for Piers at 121.
Moving up to 139. JC for the Gobblers.
So Jackson's got a little bit of history with this kid. Met him in the first round of sections. Had a kind of a rough outcome in that first round last year. And so we'll see what happens here. They did not meet at the Jackhammer, so this will be the first time meeting after sections last year.
This is Grant Benz?
No, this will be Neary. Yep, Jake Neary.
9 for Aitkin, Jackson Clyde, and for Rock Ridge, Jake Neary.
Again, 22-6 in favor of the Wolverines here at 139.
Okay, a little bit of hand fighting. There's an outside shot attempt by Jackson. Neary's a little bit slow to come up. He fires his own reshot. Jack outside shot. Neary counters. Underhook for Jack. Collar tie. Looks for his high crotch, countered by Neary. Outside behind the duck under for Neary, countered by Jack. Jack resets himself. They're kind of being a little careful around each other. Arm drag for Jackson does not go. Russian tie for Neary does not go. Being careful about lockups. Collar tie for Neary. Post for Jack. Fires his high crotch, doesn't get it to go. Neary in a front headlock. Looking to get his 2. Jack fighting off the front headlock, working his way up. Slide by attempt by Neary, doesn't go. Jack comes up, he's got an underhook. Trying to strip, and he slides loose. No points. 30 seconds left, 35 seconds left in the first period. Hand control for Neary. Jackson fighting hand control off. Collar tie. Outside double for Neary. He gets in. And he's trying to bring it down. And he gets a 2 takedown on Jack. Heavy ride.
First.
Jack up to his base, looking to come up and out. He's got a leg, rolls through, and that'll be. And Jack will get a reversal and 2 near fall to go up 4-2 on Neary.
His choice. He's going to defer.
Yep. Neary's going to take both up.
4-2 in favor of Jackson Klein here at 1:39 going into the second period.
Jack looking to work his outside shots. Russian hand arm tie for Neary. Jack slides into a backside trip. He's got to stay behind it right here. He's going to work it, bringing it up. Neary looking at a bulldog, looking for that cradle on Jack, and he's got a cradle locked up. Jack fighting it off, looking for and that'll be a 2 takedown for Jackson with a Granby. He's going to turn and take control. 6-2, and off the mat they're going to go.
1:24 to go here in the second period. Jackson Klein leads now 6-2 in the top position. Team score 22 for the Wolverines, 6 for the Aitkin Gobblers.
145 for Pierce Connor Hennessy.
Okay, Jack's going to cut him and give him 1. 6-3. Jack with an inside post. Neary fights it off. Jack looking for a drag here, I think. He's kind of being a little bit relaxed. There it is, into a shot for Jack. He's going to get an additional 2 takedown here. And he looks for a crossface real quick on Neary. Neary's trying to come out here with a counter. Jack needs to get his hip back, free that leg. Neary showing a lot of strength there.
58 to go here in the second period. 8-3, Jackson Klein with
Jackson
the cradle.
looks like looking for a cradle. And he's got it locked up. It's just if he can bring it back. He's got to be careful with it. Not too much power to bring it back. Take your time, take your time, take your time. Neary's real strong. Jackson taking his time. Jack goes for a roll through and gets a roll through. That's very, very tight. Neary fighting it, and he's able to break it. But Jack will get 3 near fall. 9-3. Hand control for Neary on the bottom. Jack trying to make some control. We got about 10 seconds left in the second period. Jack has a half. Neary stands up. Jack needs to control him and bring him back to the mat, and he does. And that'll be the second period. Score 11-3. Jackson over Neary.
A little bit
Jackson's choice.
Again, this match brought to you by Aitkin Chiropractic in Aitkin.
Why is Jackson taking top here? Okay. All right, score is 11-3 in favor of Jack. Neary goes for a quick stand-up. Jackson looks to try to bring him back to the mat. Neary looking to get hand control. Jack with a T-bar tilt in right now. He's got to keep it tight if he rolls it. Neary's very strong, so he's got to keep that T-bar tight. Neary on a hip. Jackson has an inside wrist control, looking for a crossface. Neary trying to work his way to his base. Neary just trying to look to control hands on the bottom at the moment. Jack throws a deep half. He's going to have to pump it. Neary works to his base.
Minute 23 to go here in the third. 11-3 Klein.
Jackson looking with a T-bar tilt. Breaks Neary back to the ground. Got him flat underneath. Jack rolling the wrist. Trying to roll that wrist into that half again.
Winner by fall at 160 for Piers Braden Melby.
Just under a minute left. Jackson with some control here. 11-3 is the score. Neary trying to control hands on the bottom, work his way up to his feet. Jackson controlling hands, trying to get a half in. Trying to get things to roll. Jack's trying to make things work. Rolls the wrists here. Neary's up on his base. Just over 30 seconds left in the match. Half Nelson for Jack. Wing attempt by Neary. He's up to his feet, and he'll get away from Jackson. Score is 11-4. Score 11-4, 20 seconds left. Jackson and Neary. Big double shot by Neary. Countered by Jack. Looking to come around and get his two. Jack will get two takedown. That'll be 13-4. 10 seconds.
Nice action, Jackson.
Yep, well wrestled, smart, wrestled within himself. 13-4 victory for Jackson Klein.
Jackson's going 2-0 on the night so far.
Yep, that's a good match. You know, like I said, a lot of history between those guys. It's good to see that they finish that match.
Now we're moving up to 145. Again, that last match brought to you by the Aitkin Rest Club and Aitkin Chiropractic. 13-4 victory for Jackson Klein brings the Gobblers up to 10 for team score to 22 with the Wolverines.
145 for Rock Ridge.
So I would hazard a guess that let's see, we got 45. We'll have Kendall getting a forfeit at 45.
Brings it to 28 for the Wolverines, 10 for the Gobblers.
52 will have Erickson.
We're not going to see Garrett wrestle.
I guess not.
Could be open.
Wrestling winner by forfeit at 152 for Aitkin, Kenny Erickson.
Kenny gets the forfeit. 16 now for the Gobblers, 28 for Wolverines. Moving up to 160.
And at 60.
Forfeit at 160 for Rock Ridge, Colton Gallus.
Gallus picks up the forfeit.
Yep. And then we'll hear at 42 or at 72 we'll have Spolarich.
34-16 Wolverines over the Gobblers here at 172.
And he's going to end up out there against Tapio.
Tapio again, just a solid. That guy's a three-time or four-time state entrant.
Yeah, you know, and you look at the kid, he's a bulldog, you know. He's an absolute pit bull. But again, he's the sweetest kid ever off the mat. You know, he's just a nice kid. He's genuine, and he's a good kid, so.
He's always struggled with that left knee.
Yep.
But this next match will be brought to you by New Day Cleaners here south of Aitkin. New Day Cleaners and the Aitkin Wrestling Club.
172 for Aitkin. Cole
Spolarich for the Gobblers. This will probably be the last match for this duel. Again, Damian Tapio I can't tell you. What is he ranked here in the guillotine?
Second. He is ranked second. He had kind of an off tournament at Jackhammer. Like I said, he ran into a kid first round that was just a stud. I believe he wrestled all the way back for third and fourth, and I don't remember if he got third or if he got fourth. But he is just so good, so smooth. His stance is always perfect. His hand control, his body position. He is a very, very good wrestler.
Spaller's just trying to work on his stance and make sure he's trying to control in the inside. 1:39 to go here in the first period. They go off the mat and back to the center of the circle. Again, Spaller's just a young kid, just getting back into it, but earning his wings.
He is earning his wings. He's been out there against some studs, and it's hard to come back as big of a kid as Cole is, and to go out there and face guys like Tapio. It's so hard because Tapio is probably going to wrestle at the next level. Nice high crotch for Tapio, finishes nice and smooth. Deep waist for Tapio. Into a crossface. Tapio looking for a cradle. Into a forearm near leg, but he's got the tilt anyway to be able to get some points. About a minute left here in the first period. And Tapio's going to cut him. 5-1. Nice little far knee sweep, knee pick there by Tapio for 2, and off the mat they'll go.
38 to go here in the first period. 7-1 Tapio over Spallerich. Yeah, 172.
And a T-bar tilt for Tapio, nice and tight. He's going to gain us 3 more here. Cole doing a good job keeping his shoulders up, trying to fight that hand free. Tapio in control. 10-1. Tapio over Spolarich. Tapio trying again. Almost got his head caught though. So he's going to bring him back and look for it. But you got about 7 seconds left in the second period. Or are we in first period? We're still in the first period.
Yep, just finishing off the first here.
And that's the end of the first. 10-1. Tapio over Spolarich of Aitkin.
Looking down here, there's a whole bunch of wild redheads, the whole Workman clan over here. Tell you what, every last one of those boys were just animals.
Oh, my word. You want to talk about, I don't think that there's any family I've ever seen that has the amount of nasty that the Workmans do.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Tapio looking for a single, and he'll get that takedown. And that's 12-1. And he's got a crossface in. He's looking for that cradle. He's going to try to drive that in. He does. It's got locked up. Just working on bringing it back. Nice and easy. Cole fighting it off, though. Doing a good job. Keeping his hips out. Trying to fight free. Keeping his hands up. Tapio brings that cradle straight back. Strong crossface cradle. Very tight. And there's a fall for Tapio. 2 minutes and 49 seconds.
Winner at 172 for Peters.
That'll bring it up to 40 for the Rock Ridge Wolverines. Over 16 for the Gobblers.
And we will be done for the rest of the night.
It'll bring plus 18. 58 again for the Wolverines to 16 for the Gobblers final. Gobblers got one more match here right around 7 o'clock. Over here on the other side, the bigger kids at 172 are also wrestling between Pine City and Piers. Wrestling over there. But let's go ahead and talk a little bit about starting off at 107 here against Rockridge. Weston killing in over Benz.
Yep. Benz gets a pin on that one. And but Weston went out and wrestled hard. He worked on some takedowns. He had good hand control. He was active and aggressive. He did some slide bys, worked on some takedowns. Just wasn't quite successful. Benz ended up catching him and getting that pin.
Will Stresser at 114 picks up a forfeit over the Gobblers, puts it 12-0 in favor of the Wolverines. Andrew Hutterlick comes up, makes a big move there at 121, picks up a fall, 436 over Brennan Bremer.
Yeah, Bremer came out and he was aggressive and came after Andrew, but Andrew just a little bit too much for him, taller, lankier, maybe a little stronger. And Hutterlick did some good stuff. He got a little bit out of control at times, but he did some really good stuff. Worked his half, tried to work some 2-on-1 into some tilts, did some really good things. So it was good to see him get a win.
Gobbler showed open at 127. Asher Fox picks up that forfeit, 18-6 at that time. 133. Noah Rucker takes on a state-ranked young man, Dutch Hedblum, loses at 12-3.
Yeah, 17-3.
There you go, 17-3.
Yep. Hedblum's a stud, and he wrestled Rucker well. But you saw on 3 different occasions, you saw Rucker use his strength to fight off Hedblum. He fired back. He scored some points on Hedblum. And at the end, Hedblum had him on his back, patented Rucker bridge. I'm not going to let you pin me. And in the course of that, he also didn't give up the tech fall.
Nope.
So he didn't give up the tech fall. He didn't give up the pin. Went out there and wrestled another state-ranked kid and stuck with him. The score doesn't show it, but he wrestled him for 3 periods. You know what? Way to go, Noah. He's growing leaps and bounds every single match.
For sure. Then we move up to 139. Your young man, Jackson Klein. We talked a little bit about him earlier before the broadcast here. Just trying to figure out to get in his own. So far, Johnny's gone 2-0 tonight.
Yeah.
13-4 in this match against Neary.
Yeah. Jack came out and he knew what this match with Neary was going to be. He knew that it was going to be in your face, and Neary was going to come after him. And Jack is connecting some things in his head, and he looks good. He got several takedowns. He gave up one to Neary, but he worked his way out of it. The thing that I saw differently this match than I've seen any other of his matches leading up to tonight is Jackson actually worked on the top and worked some pinning combinations and did some riding and did some things that we don't normally see him do. Normally he's like, hey, I'm going to take you down 100 times. And so to see him control the match, not always with his feet, but actually control the match from the top and score some points there, come off the bottom quickly and score some points there, that's what we need to see from Jackson. So it was a good match for him.
Very much so. Moving up to 145, the Gobblers showed open. Hedblum, he picked up the forfeit there at 145. That was held, right?
Was it held or was it Kendall? I had down
sorry, it
Kendall.
is Kendall.
Yeah, I had down Jackson Kendall.
Kendall picked up that forfeit, brings it to 28-10 at that time at 145. 152, the Gobblers had sent out Kenny Erickson. Kenny Erickson picks up a forfeit there at 152. 160, Gobblers showed open there. Colton Gallus picks up the forfeit there at 160. 34-16 at that time. Cole Spollerich, the last heaviest Gobbler that we got on the mat right now at 172, took on the man Damian Tapio and lost by fall in 2 minutes and 49 seconds.
You can't say much. You got to give Cole just amazing, an amazing amount of props just to go out there and face a guy like Tapio. You're going out there to wrestle the number 2 ranked guy in the state. He's big. He's strong. He's fast. He's tough. But to go out there and get after him, and not shy away. Cole went out and wrestled him, and the outcome. I think it's a moot point. But the fact that Cole was out there and he wrestled against this kid and didn't shy away and didn't give up, and he fought. He did the things that we want him to do as a coming back guy that needs to knock the rust off. I'm so much a fan of Cole Spollerich right now.
Yeah, hard-nosed young man, and just like his older brother Tyler, just usually gets after it and does whatever he can to do it. But for a junior facing that senior right there again, good job, Cole Spollerich. But anyways, we end up losing by a fall. Overall, the Gobblers were open again at 189 at 215 in heavyweight. Puts the final score 58 for the Wolverines, 16 for the Gobblers. As we look through the night here, we'll be watching for a Enbridge Energy wrestler and a Big Deal wrestler of the night. Big Deal wrestlers are usually sponsored by Atwater Chevrolet, Riverwood Healthcare Center, Pizza Ranch in Baxter and Little Falls, W.W. Thompson Concrete Products in Brainerd, Matson Lumber in Nisswa, Donlinger Automotive, Brainerd at BigDealAuctions.com, Cuyuna Regional Medical Center, and Tykes Carpet Castle in Brainerd. I gotta breathe. And Shannon's Auto Body in Brainerd. Again, thanks to everybody that sponsors the Big Deal, and it will also look for the Enbridge Energy Wrestler of the Night. I bring the energy at Energy from Enbridge Energy. Again, the Aitkin Wrestling Club sponsoring all of the away matches here tonight and throughout the season here at YLE, yourliveevent.com. Brought to you by RJBroadcasting.com. And again, we have over 60 awesome sponsors that do everything they can to help support Aitkin Gobbler Wrestling here throughout the season. And they were sponsored by this match was the Firm, Glen Store, Homevig Excavating, Holiday Inn, Jansen Auction Service, Aitkin Chiropractic, New Day Cleaners, Liljequist Sewer and Excavating, and Lundberg Plumbing and Heating. Again, thank you to everybody else listening there tonight here on yourliveevent.com. It's always my pleasure to be blabbering along with the one and only John Klein here.
I don't know that I've ever heard you bladder. I've heard you stumble.
Yeah, well, I stumble and blabber.
But I don't know I've ever heard you blabber.
Yeah, well, it happens.
I'll tell you what, I look at this program and I see that we've got some gaps in our roster. We've had some injuries this year. We've had, like you mentioned earlier, some key guys decided that they needed to take a break from the sport, which again we understand. But I look at the wrestlers that we have. We have this mixture of guys that have a lot of experience, and we have some young guys or some guys that are new to the sport that don't have a lot of experience, or they're coming back after a long layoff, and that is an extreme challenge for a coaching staff. How do you coach to your experienced guys, but also keep it rolling for these young guys that you got to keep them advancing and not coaching too far out of their realms. And I just have to applaud Greg Hills and BJ Wassesir and Cryer and Ostrike, and then obviously Liljenquist and Larson that come in periodically, to be able to come in and have such a tremendous grade from new and relatively inexperienced to been out of it for a while to lots of experience, and being able to keep all of those guys progressing and moving forward. You got to give a shout out to those guys.
Oh, for sure. Again, just keeping the leadership in the room too, just moving forward with the older kids and supporting the younger kids. The Aitkin Wrestling Youth Program is starting to grow and coming in leaps and bounds too. So it's good to see the younger kids stepping up and being able to get out and do a little bit more matches throughout the year. Right now, the last match here at heavyweight is between the Pine City Dragons and the Piers Pioneers. That'll be this match going on right here. Then after that, the Gobblers will be facing these Pine City Dragons here next up here on yourliveevent.com.
Well, I think that we should probably thank all of those people that are out there listening to us for putting up with us. Yeah.
I know the one and only too, the infamous Coach Bailey is always tuning in to YLE here and supports the Aitkin Gobblers. And it was awesome to see that the Bailey Barn now renamed there the Bailey Gymnasium for the wrestling. I don't know how they're going to officially call it, if it's going to be the Bailey Wrestling Center or so on and so forth. But as that tribute will officially take place here next month as the Mid-State Conference Tournament takes place there in Aitkin.
And while we're talking here, there is an absolute Greco display happening down here. That
was Biker.
Yeah, so I was just looking at Biker, just the roll-throughs and throws and all kinds of stuff between Biker and Baumert of Pine City. I think there was in that first 40 seconds, I think there was about 5 throws that took place. That was kind of a lot of fun to watch.
Yep. That ended up being that was some of the extras that you just named there, but that was Leo Litanarno for the Piers or the Pine City Dragons are at heavyweight.
Okay.
Leo Latinaro. I can't.
Laterno?
Laterno.
There
Yeah,
you go.
that one. See?
Yeah.
I'm blabbering, John.
Laterno. Yeah.
Nice. Again, next up here on this mat will be the Aitkin Gobblers facing the Pine City Dragons. Again, thanks to all these other sponsors. I'll name off a few more here. On behalf of the Aitkin Wrestling Club, we want to say thank you to the Aitkin Body Shop, ASAP Towing, Bob Burchett, and the Pluswood Distributors, Bridget Rono and New York Life Insurance, Ripple Center and Christina Bright, Deerwood Bank, Double D's, Everyday Builders, Glen Storage, Haskamp Brothers Well Drilling, Host Construction, Jansen Painting Service, Jerry Hills Construction, Larson Plumbing and Heating, Lewis Insulation North, Lewick Construction, McGregor Print Pros, Midwest Machinery, Morris Property, New Age Flooring, Price Construction, Quality Wood Floors, Reinhardt's Auction Service, Rod Kern, Security State Insurance, Stifter Mowing, The Joint, Timber Lakes Sewer Service, Take TK Pools out of the Twin Cities, Blue Links, also McGuire Mechanical, Mike Williams, and Remax Realty, Neighborhood National Bank, Pitt Happens, Quality Coring, Raisley Oil, River Oaks Dental, Roth RV, Steve-O's, Landscaping and Dock Service, Temco, Timber Building Supply, and Tire Barn, along with Bear Truth, True Value in Aitkin. Those are just some of the wrestling sponsors that we get as we do our October Turkey Bingo Night. It's just a fundraiser, silent auction, all kinds of cool stuff goes on. It's just a great event.
Yeah, if you're I don't even know if there's any tickets left available, but if you're a supporter of Aitkin Wrestling, that is a fantastic fundraiser.
Yep, we usually set the table to a 250 people max in our venue there, but we might be able to bump it up a little bit. We're going to try to keep it at 250. It's just a great event. It's fun. We give out about 30 turkeys throughout the night.
Yep.
We give out some other live auction prizes along with numerous silent auction prizes, and it's just a fun night.
Yeah, you can't beat that event. That's a new event they started just a couple of years ago and has been a tremendous success. And again, it gives an opportunity of all those that support Aitkin Wrestling to come out and lend their support and make the donations.
The biggest thing, John, is everybody gets to listen to me in the room as I blabber out numbers for the bingo balls. Tell you what.
Okay, so everybody out there, forget that he mentioned that. Please come out and buy the tickets, in spite of the blabbering that.
Yeah. I tell you what. No, it's always a fun time there. Again, young and old, all the brothers from Aitkin Gobbler Wrestling get out there that night and show their support. And the good thing is the seniors usually get to feed us through Pitt Happens. It usually caters the meals, but all the senior wrestlers get out and serve the meals. So it's pretty cool to see them along with our sponsors, or our managers, who keep all the wrestlers in line.
Oh, yeah, they do that. They definitely do that. So looks like we're going to have about a 10-minute break yet here before we get going with the final match of the night, scheduled to start at 7 o'clock. And we'll see if Aitkin can continue the matches that we have wrestled. We've wrestled well, kind of navigating these open weights right now. So we'll kind of see what happens as we move forward. It looks like just on the list here, it looks like there's opens at 27 and 33 for Pine City, and then at 60 as well. So we'll kind of see what happens there. We've got our own opens that we have to navigate, and we'll
see how it plays out.
Yeah, we'll just see
we'll be
how
back
things
in about
go.
10 minutes here on yourliveevent.com. We're going to say thank you to some of these sponsors, but again, we'll be back here in about 10 minutes as the Gobblers take off and go on to wrestle the Pine City Dragons here at 7 p.m.
And citizens by maximizing community, staff, and parent involvement, all while learning in a safe environment. Our students take pride in being gobblers and are supplied with the facilities and tools necessary to achieve our goals of student success. For more information, visit home.isd1.org. We are ISD1. Go Gobblers!
It's
been more than just a family tradition since 1938. Purchasing a new Ford car, truck, or pre-owned vehicle from Aitkin Motors. Family owned and operated. Aitkin Motors offers you a stress-free car shopping experience. Need an oil change? New tires? Check out the low-price tire guarantee. Aitkin Motors has a full service department with factory-trained Ford technicians. For hours, appointments, and vehicle inventory, visit AitkinMotorsCO.com.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at Enbridge.com.
It's been more than just a family tradition since 1938. Purchasing a new Ford car, truck, or pre-owned vehicle from Aitkin Motors. Family owned and operated. Aitkin Motors offers you a stress-free car shopping experience. Need an oil change? New tires? Check out the low-price tire guarantee. Aitkin Motors has a full service department with factory-trained Ford technicians. For hours, appointments, and vehicle inventory, visit AitkinMotorsCO.com.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is hiring a full-time play-by-play sports announcer and broadcast sales representative. Duties include selling advertising time for radio, digital, video streaming, and regional cable TV. Play-by-play responsibilities include live play-by-play of local sporting events for radio, video streaming, and regional cable TV broadcasts. Wage plus talent and commission pay structure with full-time benefits package offered. For more information or to apply, email apply@rjbroadcasting.com. That's apply@rjbroadcasting.com.
Let's get real. Get ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. The University of Minnesota Crookston offers more than 35 majors, minors, and certificates. Earn a University of Minnesota degree, where you can make a difference in a close-knit community. Faculty become friends and friends feel like family. You don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, and will get you ready for anything.
If you are looking for a local team that brings over 25 years of experience, offering roofing systems in a variety of colors, materials, and textures, then call my dad at Mike's Miller's Roofing and Siding, 218-831-1907. Whether it's a tear-off or new construction, Mike's Miller's Roofing gets the job done right. Call 218-831-1907 for your free estimate and get your new roof installed before the holidays. That's Mike'sMillersRoofingandSiding.com or call 218-831-1907.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
Every Wednesday night at 7, watch the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation. Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region, as we'll hear from area coaches in North Dakota and Minnesota. Plus, we'll highlight area high school seniors and their achievements in the classroom and on the court with our Senior Spotlight. That's the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation, Wednesday nights at 7 on YourLiveEvent.com.
Welcome to Aitkin Schools. Our mission here at Aitkin Public Schools is to empower our students to be lifelong learners and citizens by maximizing community, staff, and parent involvement, all while learning in a safe environment. Our students take pride in being gobblers and are supplied with the facilities and tools necessary to achieve our goals of student success. For more information, visit home.isd1.org. We are ISD1. Go Gobblers!
It's been more than just a family tradition since 1938. Purchasing a new Ford car, truck, or pre-owned vehicle from Aitkin Motors. Family owned and operated. Aitkin Motors offers you a stress-free car shopping experience. Need an oil change? New tires? Check out the low-price tire guarantee. Aitkin Motors has a full service department with factory-trained Ford technicians. For hours, appointments, and vehicle inventory, visit AitkinMotorsCO.com.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at Enbridge.com.
It's been more than just a family tradition since 1938. Purchasing a new Ford car, truck, or pre-owned vehicle from Aitkin Motors. Family owned and operated. Aitkin Motors offers you a stress-free car shopping experience. Need an oil change? New tires? Check out the low-price tire guarantee. Aitkin Motors has a full service department with factory-trained Ford technicians. For hours, appointments, and vehicle inventory, visit AitkinMotorsCO.com.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is hiring a full-time play-by-play sports announcer and broadcast sales representative. Duties include selling advertising time for radio, digital, video streaming, and regional cable TV. Play-by-play responsibilities include live play-by-play of local sporting events for radio, video streaming, and regional cable TV broadcasts. Wage plus talent and commission pay structure with full-time benefits package offered. For more information or to apply, email apply@rjbroadcasting.com. That's apply@rjbroadcasting.com.
Let's get real. Get ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. The University of Minnesota Crookston offers more than 35 majors, minors, and certificates. Earn a University of Minnesota degree, where you can make a difference in a close-knit community. Faculty become friends, and friends feel like family. You don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, and will get you ready for anything.
If you are looking for a local team that brings over 25 years of experience, offering roofing systems in a variety of colors, materials, and textures, then call my dad at Mike's Miller's Roofing and Siding, 218-831-1907. Whether it's a tear-off or new construction, Mike's Miller's Roofing gets the job done right. Call 218-831-1907 for your free estimate and get your new roof installed before the holidays. That's Mike's Miller's Roofing and Siding.com or call 218-831-1907.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
Everyone's
Dig it for three! You betcha!
The pass to Miller outside three. Good. Big block by Olsen.
Fryer in the paint. Now to Holzer. Left corner three. Bang! Bang! Oh!
Ulster Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And welcome back, everybody. Lance Bauman, John Klein here on yourliveevent.com, traveling up to the big town of Rock Ridge. It is a co-op here between Virginia and Eveleth, Gilbert, and a couple other little small towns up here on the Iron Range. Up here in the new school here. This is the first year that this school has been occupied here, starting in September, and we are breaking it in, and we are making some mud on the floors here. Again, like John said, best things on the court here, the basketball court, are these wrestling mats. There are 3 of them spread out here in the gym. JV wrestled on one mat down there on the far right. And the varsity's been on these 2 mats here in the green and the black here throughout the night here. The Gobblers, this last match here, are going to be facing the Pine City Dragons here on the Wolverine black mat. Right over here. John finally getting out of the restroom, coming up here.
I was out of the restroom for a long time. I was talking to somebody. Am I there?
Now you're there. Now I can hear you.
That's not fair. I was out of the restroom for a long time. I was talking to the Workman boys.
Oh yeah, which one? All of them.
All of them. They're all there. So.
Luke's in wrestling this year.
Yep.
You know, he's I don't know, something's wrong. He's got lighter colored hair. He's not that tone of burnt amber.
No.
Like the other older three.
You know, but I don't think it matters because he's still got the nasty.
Yeah.
You know, it's fun to talk to these graduated gobbler wrestlers and to see where they're going and what they're accomplishing. You know, you got boys that are doing the military. You got boys that are doing special things in special forces units, and you got boys that are doing stuff that, you know, the sky is the limit when you're a wrestler, just because of what you learn about dedication and responsibility and those things.
Yeah, I just got to see my own son Lane, who's he's crew chief on the Huey helicopters in the Marines, and he was just here not too long ago, but he told me he wishes he could do the Crucible again because he loved the boot camp per se. They don't call it boot camp anymore, but all the conditioning and that type of stuff. And he did say, if it wasn't for wrestling, I don't think I'd be hard-nosed enough to figure out how to do it. And Lane didn't wrestle all his high school years, but what he did learn when he did learn it was pretty impressive, and he enjoyed it, and he would do the Crucible again in the Marines there if he had to.
You know, wrestlers are hard-nosed people, you know, and it's pretty hard to keep a wrestler down.
Oh, for sure. But again, all those Workman boys all doing service in one way or another. Pretty cool to see, and it's neat to see them traveling up 3.5 hours or 2.5 hours up here and coming up, traveling to support their brother.
Yep.
Here we're getting ready to kick it off here. Weston Killinan is going to be facing Matthew Mead.
Matthew Mead, a 7th grader from Pine City, in deep on a high crotch, looking to come around on Killinan right away. And he will score a quick 2 against Weston. Weston right up to his feet, looking to come out and looking at a switch. Can't quite get that to go. Again, working to his feet, but Mead doing a good job of keeping him down. Head lever from Mead, trying to control that left arm of Killinan. Weston works his way up, hand control, looking to try to come out now. And another good mat return from Mead.
Callanan so far 1-1 on the night. Had a decision and gave up a fall here. Then this match is also brought to you by McGuire Mechanical of Aitkin.
And there's a tilt attempt from Mead. There's a step over from Killinan. If he can get his hips to come down, he's in a real good spot. But Mead is able to roll through on that, looking to gain back points, but does not in that bar tilt. Weston trying to free that arm. About 40 seconds left in the first period. Mead over Killinan 2-0. And potentially dangerous is going to be stopped. They'll come back to the middle.
34 to go here in the first period at 2-0. Mead over Killinan here in the McGuire Mechanical first match of the the Pine City match.
Killinan up and mat returned by Mead, and there's another potentially dangerous. Looks like shoulder issues. It's a little bit of cranking from Mead on the shoulders there.
He's got to make sure he watches it at a 90 and make sure he does not.
Chicken winging.
Yep.
Okay, so that's
It's something new that the refs are not really. They're starting to enforce it more.
It's more of a thing now, and Weston was looking for a switch, but Mead does a good job of keeping him down. Right into arm control again, trying to keep Weston off of his hips, or off of his knees on his hips. 10 seconds left in the first period. Weston doing a good job just keeping his base right now, just trying to make it through the period so that he can come back at it.
And going into the second period here at the McGuire Mechanical, 170-pound match between the Pine City Dragons and the Aitkin Gobblers. Weston Killinan trails 0-2 to Matthew Mead.
Okay, Mead defers the choice. Killinan takes both up, and they are on their feet. Killinan being a little more aggressive, heavier on the head, snapping down, looking for shots. Meade countering with an underhook. Collar tie, heel pick for Meade, and he'll get his 2 on that.
Killinan just got to keep this motion moving.
Yep. Meade trying to get a stack here, working those arms again. Pine City really known for cranking on the arms, working at arm bars and head levers and halves and stuff like that.
Winner by forfeit at 114 for Piers Kyle Stengel.
Weston trying to work his way up, down by 4 points. About 1 minute and 10 left in the second period. Meade keeping him flat on the mat.
Wrestling at 121 for Piers.
Gobblers fell to Piers here earlier tonight, 57-10, and Rock Ridge also 58-16.
Yep. Weston was going to do a cardinal sin to step over on an inside bar, and you heard the bench go, "No, don't do that. We don't want to do that. That elevates our hips too high." Meade doing a good job controlling that arm, maintaining a good ride on Killinan right now. Right into that head lever. Weston needs to free those hands. Needs to work a little better catching hands on the bottom.
Congratulations to Gage Benz. He just solidified his 50th career win. Congratulations, Gage.
And we got about 8 seconds left in the second period. Score still 4-0 against Weston Killinan. There's a bar tilt by Meade, and no points is going to be awarded. Third period. Meade's choice, and he's going to take top.
Again, this match brought to you by McGuire Mechanical. 107-pound match here, the first match between the Pine City Dragons and the Aitkin Gobblers. Weston Killinan trails 0-4 over Matthew Meade.
And again, good hand control by Meade on the bottom. Weston had a sit out, but hand control and arm control is a big thing here. And Meade doing a good job of controlling that. Looking for a bar, a wrist bar right now. He's got it locked in. And Weston trying to block that hip, but Meade can get out to the side. He's going to drive that over, and he does drive that over. And Weston giving up back points here. About 1.5 minutes left in the match.
Meade's going to sweep that head, come back into that reverse half. Elevating the head.
Wrestling at 1.
And there's a fall. 4 minutes and 51 seconds.
Killinan goes 1-2 on the evening here tonight. Again, that match brought to you by McGuire Mechanical in Aitkin. That puts the Pine City Dragons on the board there, 6-0 after the first. Then we're moving up to 114. The Gobbler's going to be open.
Winner by forfeit at 114 for Pine City, Roman McKinney.
Who was that there, John? Roman McKinney.
Yeah, yep, Roman McKinney.
12-0 going into 121 pounds.
And we'll see Hutterlick and Asa Schwartzbauer for Pine City. And Hutterlick fighting off a early single attempt by Schwartzbauer. Hutterlick with his hips down. Drives that head away and is able to come out of it without giving up any points. Hutterlick comes in. And again, there's an outside single from Schwartzbauer. He's going to get the lift, and he's looking to get the 2 and will. 2 points, but Hutterlick right back up again. And there's a early stalling warning against Pine City. And there's a headlock for Hutterlick, but he can't quite get it. And Hutter Lake needs to come back up and out.
This match brought to you by Mike Williams and Remax Realty.
Leg hook from Schwartzbauer. Hutter Lake trying to come up. And that's an old school style Oklahoma mat return from Schwartzbauer. Haven't seen that in about 10 years. Well done. Incidentally, we got Hedblum and Carter Young over here on the other side between Rock Ridge and Pierce. Hutter Lake looking to come out and score some points here. Headlock attempt by Schwartzbauer. Schwartzbauer still has it. Hutter Lake fades and is able to get 2 points reversal to tie it up with 25 seconds left in the first period. Schwartzbauer doing an inside sit on Hutter Lake, trying to score back that lead, and 14 seconds left. It will happen. Schwartzbauer looking to gain more points. Hutter Lake trying to fight it off, but he cannot. 2 reversal for Schwartzbauer. Score 4-2. Schwartzbauer over Hutter Lake. Hutter Lake trying to get loose, but can't before the end of the first period.
Here in the Mike Williams match at 121. Hutter Lake trails 2-4 going into the second period. 2 and Asa Schwartzbauer.
Schwartzbauer is going to defer his choice. It'll go to Red. Red's going to go. Hutter Lake is going to take the down position.
Team score right now, Gobblers 0, the Pine City Dragons 12.
And that'll be a caution against Schwartzbauer. And that'll be another caution against Schwartzbauer. And that is because of where his foot is placed.
And they're going to start going into the second period. 4-2.
Quick stand up for Hutter Lake, trying to work his way out. Schwartzbauer drops to the ankles. And that should be and will be. That's a stalling point for Hutter Lake. That's the second stalling point, or stalling call, but that has not been awarded yet. Hutter Lake's able to get a reversal to tie the match at 4. Hutter Lake needs to wrestle behind the arms. So it should actually be 5-4 with 2 stalling calls. Schwartzbauer turns into Hutter Lake. Hutter Lake getting a little far forward, needs to wrestle behind those arms. He moves back, getting control. About a minute left here in the second period. Schwartzbauer stands up and is looking to get his 2. Headlock for Hutter Lake. And it's going to be countered by Schwartzbauer right to Hutter Lake's back.
.43 to go here in the second period. Hutter Lake trying to bridge off his back, but there's a fall.
There's a fall. 3 minutes and 21 seconds.
For Pine City, Asa Schwartzbauer.
Gobblers now fall 18-0 here going into the 127-pound match.
And we'll see here because I believe that 27 is mutually open.
Winner at 127 for Pine City by forfeit, Braxton Peets.
Braxton Peets.
24-0 Pine City Dragons over the Gobblers.
And Rutger will come out at 133.
Winner at 133 by forfeit for Aitkin Noah Rutger.
And we'll have, this will be Jackson and Frank Betters.
Klein 2-0 on the night. Coming in here, this match we brought to you by Neighborhood National Bank in Aitkin. Here at 139.
Winner at 139
Okay, so we have a forfeit there.
Klein's going to pick it up. And we'll be moving on to 145 pounds. That match will be brought to you by Pit Happens. Pit Happens, a awesome catering company.
And that looks like that's going to probably be Frank Betters there against Garrett Trotter.
Wrestling at 145.
Nope.
Pine City,
Ryan Goulet.
For Aitkin, Garrett Trotter.
Okay.
This match brought to you again by Pit Happens here at 145.
Ryan Goulet, a junior at 145 pounds. Garrett Trotter, an 8th grader. Garrett looking to control hands.
Drops down with a goal behind. Picks up his 2 with 1:30 to go here in the first period.
Just a quick note, Carter Young up 5-1 over Dutch Hedblum in the 133 match between Piers and Rock Ridge. Trotter looking to spin here with a crucifix. He's got him on his hip now. He's just got to circle the head. He does, but a good roll through from Goulet. Chin drop for Trotter, trying to pull him back. He's just got to sag his hips back, but Goulet is able to get his base. Score still 2-0, just under a minute left in the first period. Trotter over Goulet. You know, I think when you go to ref school, they teach you how to stand right in the exact spot where the person that's doing commentating can't see.
Nice. Yeah.
All right, there he moves. Now we can see that not Corey and not Nathan. This is Garrett. Garrett Trotter is working hand control with a crossface, and for some reason we're getting a stoppage. I'm not quite sure.
I don't know if it was the clock or clock is not running. Got to fix the clock there. Again, this match brought to you by Pit Happens here at 1:45. Garrett Trotter leads 2-0 with a certain amount of time left in the first period here. Team score 24 for the Pine City Dragons, 12 for the Aitkin Gobblers.
And Dutch Hedblum fighting off his back with Young on top. And potentially dangerous stoppage there.
A little bit of a chicken wing there. Again, yep. Young leads 9-1 over Hedblum there with 52 seconds to go there in the third period.
Yep, 2 state entrant guys from last year. And Hedblum gets loose. All right, we're trying to figure out what's going on over here. We're not quite sure what's happening.
Trying to figure out how to subtract from 2 minutes there, John.
I guess.
And that ref there actually runs the section. He is the section representative, I believe, for 7A.
Yep.
And super nice guy.
Yeah, they're trying to get this figured out, but over here on this other side is 12-2. Young has a double underhooks over here, trying to score some additional points over Hedblum, and that'll be the end of the period there. Looks like that's the end of the match. Young over Hedblum, 12-2. For some reason, I have a funky feeling. Again. All right, whatever it was, they got it figured out. And Goulet is going to be down. There's 2 minutes on the clock. Looks like a second period. Trotter on top. Goulet gets a sit out, followed by Trotter.
No, they got 30 seconds left here.
Now we got 30 seconds. Okay.
And for Jake Neary.
All right. Trotter just working on controlling the top, not to give up any points. About 10 seconds left in the period. Trotter looking to get it rolled, or he does get it rolled, looking to get some back points. He's going to get back points, might even get a fall here with 4 seconds left, but that's a really good bridge by Goulet. And so we'll have 3 near fall points right at the end of the period for Garrett Trotter.
5-0 going into the second period here at the 145-pound Pit Happens match here up in Rock Ridge between the Gobblers and the Pine City Dragons. Team score right now, 24 for Pine City, 12 for the Aitkin Gobblers.
Okay, Green is going to take the up position. So Pine City Goulet is going to take the top position when we're able to get restarted. Looks like there's a problem again with the clock. But when we come back to action, Trotter will be down, Goulet will be on top to start the second period. Trotter just kind of hanging out in the middle of the mat.
Again, we don't have a couple Aitkin Gobbler wrestlers here tonight. Walker Jones is out with a break. An injury. Injury, yep. Not a break, but an injury, along with Nathan Trotter and Jacob Williams. Nice stand-up by
Beautiful. Right in, yeah, great stand-up and a turn for 2 reversal for Trotter. Right into a front cradle, and he's got it locked up tight. And that's a fall for Garrett Trotter. 13 seconds into the second period. So 2 minutes, 13 seconds.
Nice energy coming off there.
Yeah, there you go, kid. Way to get after it there. Good stand-up, got the turnaround, locked it up, went after it. Well done, man. That was excellent wrestling for Garrett Trotter. At 52, we're going to have, I'm going to guess we're going to see Kenny Erickson. Maybe not.
My bad.
Yep, we're going to see Kenny Erickson. And I'm going to guess we will see Nick Blazer.
For Pine City, Nick Blazer, and for Aitkin, Kenny Erickson.
This match brought to you by Quality Cutting and Coring. Kenny Erickson. Actually, Kenny Erickson's dad works for
really?
Cutting. So again, this 152-pound match brought to you by Quality Cutting and Coring out of the cities.
Well, it'd be good to see Kenny get back to some of the stuff he does so well, some of that flippy floppy, unpredictable wrestling that he does. And he is in real quick on a front headlock on Blazer, and is working at getting him flushed out, but he just gets to go behind for 2. Looks right away for a cradle. Blazer flattens out to avoid the cradle. Kenny comes right back at it and gets it locked up. He's going to bring it straight back, and that's a nice tight cradle. Kenny doesn't normally let him off their back if they have that. It turned into a false cradle. The grip got broken, and Blazer's still trying to fight off his back, but Kenny actually is able to reconnect his grip. That's rare to do, and 3 near fall for Kenny.
5-0, minute 20 to go here in the first period. Erickson leads.
Kenny real quick looking for a deep waist bar, and he goes into a T-bar tilt looking for points. He's able to reconnect it. I don't think he's going to get any off of that. It was kind of a roll back and forth. Kenny looking at a front cradle right now. He's got Blazer flat on his back. That is tight right now. Looking to reset and get it again. And he's just going to sit there with that, and there's a fall for Kenny Erickson. 1 minute and 15 seconds.
Winner at 152 for Aitkin, Kenny Erickson.
That ties it up 24-all between the Gobblers and the Pine City Dragons here at 160. That match brought to you by Quality Coring and Cutting. Moving up now to the 160-pound class. The Gobblers are probably going to be open here at 160.
Yep. Because you got, so they are open also, it looks like at 160, or potentially are open at 160.
You'll see what they got. Coach Hills calls the ref over to the table. See what's happening there. Again, this match brought to you by Aitkin Gobbler Wrestling Club. Don't know the team score of the other match. Again, they don't have any big scoreboards going on, just individual mat names and scores for each match. But again, right now the Gobblers are all tied up, 24 all.
Okay, well, I think they're a little confused on weights because this should actually be the 160-pound weight class.
Winner at 139 for Piers, Cash Fuzi.
All right, so we're going to have a 172 match. So that was at 160. Jace Preston.
For Pine City, Trevor Hazelton, and for Aitkin, Cole Solar.
That brings it 30-24 into the 172-pound class. This match brought to you by Raisley Oil in Aitkin. Spollerich.
So we got Hazelton, a senior, Spollerich, a junior.
Wrestling at 145 for Piers, Lucas Fish, and for Rockridge, Jackson Kendall.
Again, team score right now 30-24. We're at 172. I'm sorry, it says 189.
Oh my. Okay. Well, I'm not quite sure what they got going on. Whatever happened down there. I think because they had 160 was a mutual open. Then we had Preston took a forfeiture at 172, and now Spollerich and Hazelton are wrestling at 189.
All right. So then the team score should still technically be
the same.
30-24 with a dual forfeit.
Yep. And that's a 2 takedown for Spollerich over Hazelton. Goes right into a tilt, looking for a deep waist tilt. That seatbelt tilt where you grab that arm, drag it across the middle. Nice half for Spollerich. He's just got to get out the side. He's got a stack going. And there's a fall for Cole Spollerich. There you go. 121.
Winner at 189 for Aitkin, Cole Spollerich.
Spollerich picks up the fall there at 189 for the Gobblers. Ties it up to 30 apiece. Gobblers going to give up another 12. The final score is going to be 42-30. Final as the Gobblers.
You know what? Good showing there. Some good wins, some good wrestling. Yes.
Again, we had a couple more bodies in there. The Gobblers will be going nose to nose with the Pine City Dragons here. But again, the Gobblers end up falling 42-30 here at this last match here up in Rock Ridge. That last match is brought to you by Raisley Oil and River Oaks Dental. Again, Aitkin Gobbler Wrestling Club wants to say thank you to numerous different sponsors here, but before we get to all the sponsors there, let's talk about this match here between the Dragons and the Gobblers. Killinan loses by fall in 4 minutes, 51 seconds to Matt Mead, John.
Yeah, Mead really kind of dominated that match. Takedowns, tilts, hand control from the top position, and then, he ended up finishing it out in the third period with a pin over Killinan. Weston let his hands get a little bit loose on the bottom, let his arms kind of hang a little bit. It's hard to wrestle 3 in a night like this in such a short order. And Weston's a young guy. He's going to figure it out. He's still doing good things. He's still progressing. You learn so much from a match like that.
Then we move up to 114. Gobblers were open there. Roman McKinney picks up the forfeit. 121. Andrew Hutterlick loses by fall to Asa Schwartzbauer.
There you go. Yeah, Asa came out, and I think he kind of surprised Andrew a little bit. Came out, wrestled him really, really hard, was good on his feet, was good on the top, and controlled the match kind of start to finish. Andrew got a little bit out of position a couple times, did score a few points, though, to get himself back into the match, but ended up losing with that fall.
127, Gobblers forfeit there to Braxton Peets. That brings the team score 24-0. Then the Gobblers come on a roll, starting off with Noah Rucker. Noah Rucker, 133, picks up a forfeit for the Gobblers, puts them on the board, and then one and only Jackson Klein picks up a forfeit also. So it brings it 12-24 at that time. Garrett Trotter picks up a big fall, 2 minutes, 13 seconds over Ryan Goulet.
Garrett came out and really, really controlled that match. From takedowns to top work to transitioning from position to position, chain wrestling. Garrett wrestled one of his better matches I've seen him wrestle. Did a fantastic job, and then went out there. Within 13 seconds of the start of the second period, he came off the bottom, got his switch, rolled it up into a pinning combination, and got a fall. Crazy fast action by Garrett Trotter in the second period. If he wrestles that fast for the rest of the season, he's going to be hard to compete with, because that was just good quality chain wrestling there.
Garrett Trotter goes 2-0 on the night. He did not wrestle that second match against Rock Ridge. But anyways, Garrett Trotter went 11-2 with a major in that first one. Again, picks up a fall here in this second match. 152, Kenny Erickson. Kenny Erickson ends up going 3-0 on the night. He had one forfeit, but he ended up losing Chase Becker.
Yep, lost to Chase Becker.
6-8. But anyway, Kenny Erickson picks up a fall here in a minute 15 seconds over Nick Blazer. At 152. Then we move up to 160. Gobblers were open there. Gave up a forfeit.
Yep.
Cole Spallerich ends up bumping up to 189. Picks up a fall here for the Gobblers in a minute 21.
Yeah, Cole went out and he got a takedown, and he did some breakdowns, and he got a pinning combination in there. Look for a tilt. Look for the seatbelt. Got his pinning combination in there. Threw the half in. Did the tilt style. Stacked the kid and got the pin. That was a really good match. That's vintage Cole Spolarich from several years ago.
Yep.
So it was an excellent job for him.
Yeah. And then on behalf of all the Aitkin Gobbler Wrestling sponsors here, we want to say thank you to watching YourLiveEvent.com, our big deal wrestler of the night. I do not know who it's going to be yet, but they are sponsored by Atwater Chevrolet, Riverwood Healthcare Center, Pizza Ranch in Baxter and Little Falls, W.W. Thompson Concrete Products, Matson Lumber in Nisswa, Donlinger Automotive, BigDealAuctions.com, Cuyuna Regional Medical Center, Tykes Carpet Castle, and Shannon's Auto Body. Big deal wrestler tonight, John. Who do you think?
You know what? I have my personal favorite, but I'm going to keep my mouth shut and let you decide who you think should be the big deal for it.
You know what? I think one young kid that came on, 8th grader, Garrett Trotter.
Garrett Trotter can, yep, absolutely.
Another one who brought in the energy again, coming in through the night here, Jackson Klein. Jackson Klein will be the energy wrestler of the night.
That sounds good. Like I said, I was going to keep my mouth shut on it, but that's exactly the two that I was going to pick. Garrett wrestled a heck of a meet tonight. He did a great job. And Jackson, he came out and he wrestled really well, put some things together we've been looking for him to put together. Garrett did the same thing. He put things together that we've been looking for from him. He stepped up and in the midst of an injury and stepped in. You know what? Great job. Way to pick it up. When you know that you're going to be in an adverse situation, to come out and wrestle that way on both those guys' parts, fantastic job.
Yep, for sure. I don't know if Garrett will make it over here, but we do got Jackson Klein here. He's woofing down a pizza pocket pie, and maybe I can get him to, jump in and talk a little bit with us.
Yep, that sounds good.
I got to see if I can pull out a mic here. We'll take a quick short break here on YourLiveEvent.com. We'll be back here with an interview with Jackson Klein.
Event.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation. Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region, as we'll hear from area coaches in North Dakota and Minnesota. Plus, we'll highlight area high school seniors and their achievements in the classroom and on the court with our Senior Spotlight. That's the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation, Wednesday nights at 7 on YourLiveEvent.com.
Welcome to Aitkin Schools. Our mission here at Aitkin Public Schools is to empower our students to be lifelong learners and citizens by maximizing community, staff, and parent involvement, all while learning in a safe environment. Our students take pride in being gobblers and are supplied with the facilities and tools necessary to achieve our goals of student success. For more information, visit home.isd1.org. We are ISD.
And we're back here on YourLiveEvent.com. Bringing you live Gobbler Wrestling. See if we can get the old JC to scoot over there a little bit with the younger JC. There we go. Jackson Klein, big deal wrestler of the night here, going 3-0 on the evening here tonight. Again, coming back from a little bit of a rough go at that jackhammer, though. You know, you struggled a little bit, but you came out and you wrestled pretty good. But how did you come over that tournament to this night here tonight, going 3-0?
Honestly, I just wasn't doing my stuff at the jackhammer. I was wrestling tentative, scared, and wrestling to not lose instead of wrestling to win. And I think I just, really did my stuff out here tonight and wrestled to win. And I just didn't give up when I could have.
Nice. Well, again, watching you at Grand Rapids there, your dad and I talked a little bit about your hesitancy and you're trying to wait for the other person to make a move. But tonight here, with those 3 matches, you went out and you dictated a little bit more. You went out and you showed what you had to do to score points, and then getting a major and picking up a fall also. You did what you had to do there, Jackson.
You had a
major and a major.
Yep.
And a forfeit.
Yeah.
Way to pick up a forfeit.
That's probably my favorite match of the night. Alex Lehman's a tough guy from Grand Rapids, but I think I just wrestled scared because of his ranking, and I didn't look at rankings or names today, and I just wrestled as best as I could and did what I wanted to do today, and I just imposed my will on those guys.
Nice. Well, that's just it. You got to keep all those rankings and all that stuff out of your head, because like Coach Bailey used to always say, you all put on your singlet the same. You put the same shoes on the right feet most of the time. Not always, but most of the time. But you got to go out there, you shake hands, and you just got to get out and dictate and show a little bit of tenacity. Get mean a little bit, what you can, but you got to get out, show force. And now the Gobblers, with all these open weights and stuff, what are you doing as a senior there to help teach all these other younger kids? You got to go out for bonus points.
Honestly, I think the best thing we can do is lead by example. I got a little bit angry in the jackhammer, and I stood up in front of my team and apologized, because that's the best thing you can do is show that that's not right. And just do the best you can to show those guys by example. There's no need to tell people, because then they'll see you're a hypocrite, and just really show them.
Yep. You got to lead by example, just like you said, Jackson. Good job.
So, obviously, you and I have had a lot of conversations over the last couple weeks.
Yes, sir.
What did you do tonight to flip that switch in your head to connect what you're doing in your head to what you're doing with your body? What did you do in the last couple of days to be able to make that switch?
A lot of shadow wrestling. I really just closed my eyes and worked on my technique, and then just transferred it to the mat. Just fixed the small things, which transferred to bigger things on the mat, because everything magnifies from the practice room to the mat, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. You did a fantastic job. You went out against a guy that you wrestled last year in sections and had kind of an adverse finish. You did well against Neary. How did you feel going into that match?
I was a little bit nervous. We've got a little bit of beef, but I think we squashed down the mat out there. You can see there's a familiar position. He had me up in a double, just like I did last year in sections. But, he put me down nice, which I wasn't nice enough to do last year.
Yep.
And, maybe the niceness is what lost him that match. I'm not going to say too much on that, but...
Yeah, but you know what? Hey, you guys will wrestle each other again. Jack, I think you did a fantastic job tonight. I think you put some things together. Anything else you want to throw out there for everybody watching tonight?
Drive home safe. Roads are icy.
Yeah. Well, again, thank you to everybody for watching on yourliveevent.com. Our Enbridge Energy Wrestler of the Night, Garrett Trotter, he is trying to get back out of the gymnasium here and come on back up here, and so we could try to get him on the interview here with John Klein and myself here.
Trotter.
Again, Trotter, our Enbridge Energy Wrestler of the Night. We'll take another quick short break here, and we'll be more with Gobbler Wrestling here up in Rock Ridge.
It's been more than just a family tradition since 1938. Purchasing a new Ford car, truck, or pre-owned vehicle from Aitkin Motors. Family owned and operated. Aitkin Motors offers you a stress-free car shopping experience. Need an oil change? New tires? Check out the low-price tire guarantee. Aitkin Motors has a full service department with factory-trained Ford technicians. For hours, appointments, and vehicle inventory, visit AitkinMotorsCO.com.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. how well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at Enbridge.com.
It's been more than just a family tradition since 1938. Purchasing a new Ford car, truck, or pre-owned vehicle from Aitkin Motors. Family owned and operated. Aitkin Motors offers you a stress-free car shopping experience. Need an oil change? New tires? Check out the low-price tire guarantee. Aitkin Motors has a full service department with factory-trained Ford technicians. For hours, appointments, and vehicle inventory, visit AitkinMotorsCO.com.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is hiring a full-time play-by-play sports announcer and broadcast sales representative. Duties include selling advertising time for radio, digital, video streaming, and regional cable TV. Play-by-play responsibilities include live play-by-play of local sporting events for radio, video streaming, and regional cable TV broadcasts. Wage plus talent and commission pay structure with full-time benefits package offered. For more information or to apply, email apply@rjbroadcasting.com. That's apply@rjbroadcasting.com.
Let's get real. Get ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. The University of Minnesota Crookston offers more than 35 majors, minors, and certificates. Earn a University of Minnesota degree, where you can make a difference in a close-knit community. Faculty become friends and friends feel like family. You don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, and will get you ready for anything.
If you are looking for a local team that brings over 25 years of experience, offering roofing systems in a variety of colors, materials, and textures, then call my dad at Mike's Miller's Roofing and Siding, 218-831-1907. Whether it's a tear-off or new construction, Mike's Miller's Roofing gets the job done right. Call 218-831-1907 for your free estimate and get your new roof installed before the holidays. That's Mike's Miller's Roofing and Siding.com or call 218-831-1907.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
Every Wednesday night at 7, watch the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation. Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region, as we'll hear from area coaches in North Dakota and Minnesota. Plus, we'll highlight area high school seniors and their achievements in the classroom and on the court with our Senior Spotlight. That's the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation, Wednesday nights at 7 on YourLiveEvent.com.
Welcome to 8.
And welcome back to YourLiveEvent.com. The Gobblers go 0-3 here tonight up here in Rock Ridge. Joining us now, Garrett Trotter at 145 for the Gobblers. He is our Enbridge Energy Wrestler of the night. And again, Garrett, great job here tonight here at 145. Not having your brother here, but you know what? You picked up 11-2 major. Then you did not wrestle that match against Rock Ridge, but then you came out here and you dictated and did a great job. Picked up a fall here in 2 minutes, 13 seconds over Ryan Goulette here over Pine City Dragons. Garrett, what did you think about your actions here tonight, and how did you feel when you were wrestling?
I felt pretty good. I don't really know. I went into the match just trying to win, not get pinned. So went in there trying my best, and I was pretty excited once I won my first match. And well, my second match, thought I had him pinned the first period, but I went into the second period and got the pin, and I was pretty happy getting off the mat.
Nice. Well, that's easy said, and very, very good job. And you know what? I will give you credit. That's probably the fastest shower I've ever seen any wrestler get in there, get cleaned up, get a shower, and get back out here to get on YourLiveEvent yourliveevent.com. Again,
I thought we were going to give him a hard time. I thought we were going to give him a hard time about dawdling in the shower, but that's all right.
No, he did a good job.
Yep.
And Garrett, as an 8th grader coming out here, filling a big hole here for the Gobbler wrestlers on this mat here and doing a good job. Your brother got hurt a little bit here. He was our big deal wrestler earlier in the season, but, he's going to take a break. But you know what? You're filling up, and you know what? You give him, as a bigger brother, what do you like to do to try to beat on him a little bit?
I don't know. I just like to get under his skin, really make him mad.
Yeah, that's for sure. That sounds like a Trotter thing that you do, because your dad with all his brothers and stuff too probably did the same thing as being one of the younger kids in the Trotterville there, and getting underneath their skin a little bit. But as an older brother, is there something that you look up to him as far as being a leader in the wrestling room there?
Well, Nathan's a really good wrestler, and I know that, and I've always looked up to him, and he's had quite a bit of success on the wrestling mat, and I've always looked up to him for that.
Cool.
So, Garrett, you're one of the younger guys on the varsity team. And first of all, talk a little bit about what it's like being one of the younger guys on the team and going out there and wrestling upperclassmen, 11th graders and 12th graders, and how does that sit with you?
Well, it's kind of nerve-wracking. I get pretty nervous when I go out there, and I know I'm at a pretty tough weight for an 8th grader, and I just go out there and I try my best, try to make sure I don't give up a bunch of points for the team, and if I can get some points for the team, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah,
good.
That's good logic, and that's what the Gobblers need is leadership like that right there. As far as an 8th grader coming up to 145, that's where I was at 140, 145 all the way through high school, and it is a tough weight. And again, you are doing leaps and bounds better than I ever did. So again, congratulations to our Enbridge Energy wrestler here tonight and that is Garrett Trotter at 145 for the Gobblers.
Excellent job, buddy. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, everybody. On behalf of John Klein, Lance Bauman, and the Aitkin Gobbler Wrestling Club here, we want to say thank you for watching tonight as the Gobblers came up. And they went 0-3 on the night here up in Rockridge. They will be back up here Thursday night as they take on to an individual tournament here on Friday.
Yep.
Again, we won't have any coverage of that tournament, but after the Christmas break here, we'll be right back at it here on yourliveevent.com, brought to you by rjbroadcasting.com. And again, on behalf of all the Aitkin Gobbler wrestling sponsors, thank you for watching here tonight on Your Live Event, and we will be cutting loose here. We'll be back on later next week there, John.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. As always, listening to you blabber is an entertaining event. So,
I tell you what, if I got paid by the word, I don't know if I'd be getting anywhere.
You and me both.
Just stuttering half the time, but it's hats off to Aitkin Gobbler Wrestling and all the leadership that we have here on the team and all the brothers. We greatly appreciate it. And then, you know what? I'm going to pause a little bit here. Looks like old Coach Hills is going to come up and say hi.
Sweet. Yeah, we can talk with Coach. Yeah, we got the coach himself coming up to chit chat with us. We got to take advantage of this.
Yeah, Damian Tapio is leading Zajac here from Piers here at the 172 match, 8-3.
Yep.
But again, here, welcome, Mr. Head Coach Greg Hills. Thanks again for joining us here tonight up here in Rockridge.
Yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for making the drive up here with us today.
It's not a bad drive. It's pretty easy. Those 2.5, 3 hour drive, but there's a lot of McDonald's and Arby's on the way, so it's good to stop and get a drink.
Yeah, well, we won't be stopping at any of those places, but you guys can.
Yeah, Coach. Again, the Gobblers fall 0-3, but we're short about giving up six classes or 6 weights here tonight. But you know what? That's 36 points that we can't get back. But the Gobblers, they did come out. They wrestled good. Rucker, Jackson Klein, Garrett Trotter, Kenny Erickson wrestled a couple good matches. But you know what? Weston Killinan, Hutterlick, the Gobblers that made it out there, they got out there and they wrestled their hearts out.
Yeah, and that's all we can ask for is they give us what they got, And sometimes it's tough, rough night when we're injury riddled right now, and it's not going to get better anytime soon. We're hoping we can get some kids back for after the new year. We're hoping we can be 100% healthy and get back at it then. We got one more match coming up here on next Friday. We'll come up Thursday night, spend the night, wrestle Friday tournament. 11 or 12 teams coming to town. They've added 3 teams in the last little bit, so crazy.
Wow.
So.
Yeah. Wow. And again, this venue here is just phenomenal here at Rock Ridge. The first year that they've been able to host anything here, and a very nice venue. They got a pool and all kinds of stuff here, but the biggest thing is the elbow room for sure.
Yeah, it's nice. They're going to run 4 mats on Saturday, so for Friday it'll be it's going to be nice in here. There's girls, bunch of girls coming to town, so we'll get Maddie some good girls matches.
Good deal.
Good deal.
JV is here. Everybody comes, so that's why we're coming.
Excellent.
Nice.
Excellent.
Nice. Well, again, another nice showing here tonight. Aitkin did a good job, wrestling what they could, and we look forward to keep covering you after the first of the year here, Coach.
Yep, and hopefully we're a little more full then, so I think we'll be good.
That's all we can hope for, but the biggest thing is as long as we're healthy, and it is okay to give up a match or two just to make sure that the longevity and no permanent injuries for sure, and you just got to take it one day at a time and one match at a time, and you know what? Very good job. Thank you, Coach.
Yep, thank you guys.
Appreciate you.
All right, everybody, on behalf of the Aitkin Gobbler Wrestling Club and YourLiveEvent.com, John Klein, Lance Bauman, we're going to go ahead and sign off here tonight. Until after the new year, we'll be back. Thank you for watching on YourLiveEvent.com.
Yeah, have a good night.